So, Melinda, we'll finish up here, and thanks. I know you're a busy mom and always out and about, so thanks for taking the time to talk today with me. We talked a lot last segment about volleyball, and I would be amiss if I didn't bring up your time with Coach Stewart and the great coach that she was. Both you and Coach Wasden learned from her. You know, I've heard from my own wife plenty of stories about Coach Stewart and the positives and the hardships of being in that gym, the lessons that were learned. In fact, my sister, you know, when she had her first Drake, who's a senior now, but I remember her saying after the fact, you know, labor was hard, but it wasn't as hard as playing for Coach Stewart. So do you echo that comparison and talk about what it was like playing for her?
I think we always knew it was hard, but one thing that I always appreciated about her is she challenged us every day, and she never didn't think we could do it. So no matter how hard she set the bar, she knew we could reach it. And so it just kind of gave us a little bit extra will, or I don't know what you'd call it, but just to keep pushing and keep trying and reach the next goal that she set for us. And yeah, I mean, she was amazing, and there were times that we were angry because we had to do too many pancake ladders or something like that. There's no doubt. But there was nothing better than looking over at her on the bench with that great big smile that she had and telling us to keep going. So I don't know. There's always lessons you can learn and different things. But yeah, I wouldn't trade my time that I got to play with her. That's for sure.
And that segues into my next question. Aside from you coaching volleyball now, literally doing volleyball things, what other aspects in life, not just volleyball for Coach Stewart, but just sports in general, growing up? Because I think a lot of people think, what's the big deal with sports, right? Especially high school sports in an area like this. Sometimes people feel way too much is put into it. But how did sports benefit you at Rich High School later on, like even today?
I would say, kind of like I mentioned with volleyball, is just knowing that you can attain any goal that you really put your mind to. You know, if you set the bar high, I guess, and sometimes we fall short. That's what happened to us in basketball. And I know I coach volleyball, but I'm a huge fan of basketball and loved playing. I played under Coach Ferguson, and we had a great time. I love that. And we did not come out victorious my senior year. We lost by 1 point in the state championship match. And you know what? That taught me a lot too, that we try our best and it doesn't always work out, but guess what? You keep going. And I think win or lose, there's always something you can take from sports. And I've got my kids in sports right now, so I think that they're still okay and they can keep learning.
Absolutely. Well, Melinda, we'll finish up with, I always ask the Where Are They Now interviews. Is there a teacher that you'd like to give a shout out to from your time at Rich High School that had a positive impact on you? And it doesn't have to be high school. It could be elementary, junior high, whatever.
I had a lot of awesome teachers, of course, but one of my standout years is my third grade year when I had Mr. Ward. He was awesome, and that was a year that we weren't even in the school. We were off in the shop. He'd play his piano and we'd sing and we'd memorize poems, and we would play baseball while we learned times tables, and those are some of my favorite memories. So I would probably have to say Mr. Ward.
Well, definitely an absolute legend in the Rich High School timeline. So thanks for that shout out, and Melinda, thanks again for taking time to chat with us, and we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
Perfect.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about three things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for two reasons. One, it's the best way to reach your local audience, And 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Hazel Scott, freshman, guard.
My name is Cass Argyle. I'm a senior and I play shooting guard.
I'm Paige Smith. I'm a junior and I play guard.
Corey Stacy. I'm a freshman and I play shooting guard.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm a sophomore and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Kira Jolly. I'm a senior and I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Molly Weston. I'm a sophomore and I'm a point guard.
I'm Ryan Smoot. I'm a freshman and I play post.
I'm Kira Hoffman. I'm a freshman and I play post.
I'm Lacey McKinnon. I'm a sophomore and I play guard.
My name's Dottie Morris. I'm a sophomore and I play post.
My name is Brindley Hatch. I'm a senior and I play post.
I'm Lila Taylor. I'm a sophomore and I play post.
My name is Emery Thornock. I'm a freshman and I'm a guard.
My name is Ryan Leifson. I am a sophomore and I play as a guard.
I'm Brooke Compton. I am a junior and I am a post.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a sophomore and I'm a post.
Welcome to all of our listeners out there. We are just getting ready to go underway here. We have changed venues here. We're at the alternate gym at Kemmerer High School, and we are just getting ready to get underway here with the Rich Rebels versus the Farson. What's their mascot?
Pronghorns.
Pronghorns. I knew it was something like that. Farson Pronghorns, and we are just getting ready to have the teams take their place. Rebels are out there.
Our camera angle isn't the best. We're going to do the best we can, folks.
It's going to be awesome. And thank you for everyone that has tuned in throughout this weekend. This is the final game for the Lady Rebels, a 3-game weekend. And here we go as Paige Smith gets the tip, and she will dribble to her left, and she'll get that back up to Molly Weston on the right wing. And Weston looks to feed Pugmire underneath, but that is briefly tipped away by the Pronghorns. Weston able to get possession back, and she's going to be fouled underneath. And so the Rebels will get the ball underneath, keeping possession.
And that foul is going to be called on number 3 for the Pronghorns. Her first team foul for the Pronghorns.
And I am working on a roster for us. Weston pump fakes and drives to her right, hands to Pugmire. Pugmire to Argyle. Argyle also drives in to Weston to Smith. Smith gets the 3 to fall, but before that happens, Jolly is fouled. So we'll reset there.
That's going to be the second on number 3. Second team foul for the Pronghorns. So number 3 is going to have to sit out, and 22 subs in for her.
And that's Cadence Jones that just went out, subbed in by Boodleman. And Colin, hats off to Farson. They have a full good roster on Max Preps that we'll go off of.
I don't know if you noticed, Bradley, but we have a little change in the starting lineup, too. Brindley Hatch isn't in it, and you've got Kiara Jolly or Cass Argyle, who didn't start last game.
So that is a change than the norm. But once again, Jolly, Argyle, Smith, Weston, and Pugmire, the starting 5 for the Rebels to start things off here. And Jolly will inbound to Weston. Still 0-0, no score yet in this ball game. Beginning of the first quarter. Paige gets it back over to Weston, then to Argyle on the right wing. She passes back to Weston. Weston drives into the key and has a wide open Kira Jolly on the other side. Not able to finish, but there is a foul.
That's going to
foul on the Rebels.
Yeah, that's going to go against the Rebels.
So the Pronghorns will get the ball. Their first full possession coming up here. Ball is inbound. Rebels in a full court press here to start things off. And they do get it across. They're able to break that press, and they will try to get things set up here. Still no score here in the ball game, 0-0. And that's number 10, Rebecca Smith, with the ball at the top of the key. She passes across to Thorin. Thorin back to Smith. And Smith back to Boodleman. Boodleman over to Smith. Smith has it on the right wing. She gets to the inside to Neese. And the Pronghorns just continue to work it around the perimeter. They get it into the inside of the key,
and bump it back out. Rebels having a good job making sure things do not happen in the interior right now. The ball continues to go around, and the three-shot is up and no good, and Paige Smith able to get that rebound into transition, and she'll have at the top of the key. Good scrappy defense by the Pronghorns to knock that one loose, and there's a jump ball that will give it back to Farson going the other way.
6 minutes left in this first quarter, still scoreless.
Eleven has a pretty intense last name, so I'm just going to go off of Olivia, her first name. So Olivia gets it over to Smith. Smith skips it over to Thorin. Thorin now on the left wing. Back to Olivia up top. Olivia gets a screen from Smith and kicks it over to Boodleman. Boodleman up top to Thorin. Thorin over to Smith. And Smith back to Neese. And Smith again on the left wing. She gets it to Olivia. Olivia on the right wing. She has Smith coming to the basket. She gets it to her, and Smith able to finish at the basket to give the first points of the game.
That was a nice back cut there by Smith to lose Pugmire. The foul's going to go against Aubrey Boodleman. Her first.
Ball is inbounded to Bray Pugmire to notch things up at 2 apiece. A good inbound play there for the Rebels. Farson looking to try and break this full court press. They do not. Weston able to get a steal from the middle spot there. Jolly skip past it to Argyle on the left wing. Smith gets on the left wing. She drives and dishes to Jolly. Jolly over to Weston. Weston's going to dribble to the left side of the floor. Molly then dribbles to her right. Looking inside to Jolly, and that is stolen by Olivia. Olivia takes it across the timeline. Tries to get it to Smith, but Cass Argyle there to deflect and intercept that pass and go in the other direction. She gets it across half court. Looking for the drive and dish, she does to Smith. Smith skip past it to Bray on the other side. Great find there. Great find there for Paige to find Bray under the hoop. And the Rebels now up 4-2. Thorne has the ball and gets it to Smith. Smith then to Boodleman, and good block there by Kira Jolly. Now the Rebels going the other way. Pugmire gets it back up to Jolly. Jolly thinks about the three and then finds Bray. Beautiful pass there. Great no-look pass from Kira Jolly to Bray Pugmire. Kira does a great job passing the ball. I mean, she had a handful of points last game, but she really makes a lot of great decisions out there. So we're going to go to a break. You're listening online at mylocalradio.com and listening at 98.3 KDQ FM.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
We are back as the Rebels find themselves up 6-2 here early on against the Farson Pronghorns. And Farson immediately goes to the basket, but that is broken up nicely by the Rebels and last touched by the Pronghorns. So Rebels will get possession back going the other way.
And Bray Pugmire has all 6 points for the Rebels.
Yep, the Rebels have done a good job finding her just under the basket. Multiple 2-footers there for Bray. Weston enters it into Bray at the elbow, and Bray's going to drive to the hole and get fouled on that shot attempt, so she'll go to the line shooting 2. That foul was credited to Rebecca Smith, her first. But that's the 4th team foul for the Pronghorns, so the Rebels almost in the bonus. And the first is up and good for Bray.
And Bray 7, Farson 2.
Yeah, that's right. Looking for her 8th right here. And that is up and good. Great start for Bray and the Lady Rebels. Now up 8-2 with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Olivia gets it to Smith. Smith back to Olivia. Olivia tries to thread the needle, and it does end up in the hands of a pronghorn to Thorin. She kicks it back up to Olivia, over to Smith. Sophia has it on the left wing. She gets it up to Boodleman. Boodleman over to Olivia. Olivia with the three, a much-needed one to pull this one within 3.
And good ball movement there by the Pronghorns to find that open three-point shot.
Weston has it up top. She kicks it over to McKinnon. McKinnon looks. She gets a screen to her left. She dribbles to her right. Back to her left. She hands to Bray. Great job for ball security for Bray. Molly thinks about the three. She pump fakes and drives. That ball is tipped momentarily by Sophia and back into the hands of the Rebels. Paige Smith dribbles to her left. She gets it in to Brindley Hatch. Brindley goes up and in.
And that was a great post up by Brindley Hatch. She backed that girl way down underneath the basket and was able to turn around and hit that two-pointer.
So easy to calculate, Colin, but all 10 points coming from the post so far for the Rebels as they are up 10-5 with just over 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Olivia gets it up top to Boodleman. Boodleman takes a step in, fires, and that is off the mark and rebounded by Weston, who's going in transition, looking ahead. She's going to hold up, pass it over to Smith at the top of the key. Smith feeds it into Bray. Bray once again goes in. As soon as that left her fingertips, you could tell that was going in.
And just a great post up by Pugmire there. Just the same thing that Hatch did last possession.
And that's going to be backcourt going the other direction. And Colin, this is a great sign because, you know, the next game coming up is that much awaited Tabiona game, and we are going to need both post play and perimeter play. So I feel like they've been able to refine both of those this weekend at the Fossil Classic.
Yeah, they definitely have. And, I mean, to see both Brindley and Pugmire get shots like that underneath is exactly what Coach Lundgren wants.
Good drive there by Cass Argyle. She goes to the baseline and then finds McKinnon open, and there's a perimeter play right there. Cass Argyle finds an open Lacey McKinnon, and she buries it from the corner. Rebels now up 15-5. And there's a bit of a tie up there between Pugmire and Thorin. And so they're going to get Thorin with foul.
That's going to send Pugmire to the free throw line. You're in the bonus.
So the Rebels able to get in the bonus with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. And so Bray looking to pad that stat line, going to the line. She'll be getting into the double digits here with 2 made free throws. Bray's first is up and in, rattles home.
Have a couple subs coming in for the Pronghorns.
So the Rebels up 11 with 1:17 to go in the first quarter.
Cadence Jones checks back in with them 2 quick free fouls she had in this first quarter.
Bray's second is up and good. Bray with 10 points in the first quarter. Rebels back into their full court press, and it is proving to be very effective as the Rebels able to force another turnover. And Lacey McKinnon, I like that, taking it to the hole, calling her own number there and having a strong finish. Rebels now up 14, but the Pronghorns have a nice breaking of the press there, getting up to Sophia for the finish. And we've got just under a minute to go here. Rebels up 19-7. Argyle with it on the left wing. She dribbles to the baseline to her left, backs it back out, finds Kira Jolly on the right wing. Jolly to Hatch. Hatch is open at the top of the key, and that is just off the back iron. Rebounded by Olivia, and the Pronghorns come down the other end. Olivia gets it up top to Jones, over to Smith. Smith to Olivia. Olivia to Jones now in the corner. She's in the left corner, 10 seconds to go. Cadence Jones with the drive, and they're going to get a foul on Kira Jolly to send Cadence Jones to the line shooting 2.
Just looking at the screen there, Bradley, we don't have our scoreboard up.
Oh, you are right. We're stuck on the thank you. There it is. 19-7 here in the first quarter with 8 seconds to go. Jones's first is up and good.
That's Kara Jolly's second. So Kara has both fouls for the Rebels because that's only the second team foul.
Jones going to the line for her second shot, and it is up and off the mark. Rebounded by Bray with 7 seconds to go. They'll have to make up some ground here. Oh, a potential great pass by McKinnon just through the fingertips of Hatch with 1 second to go here. So this will be the end of the first quarter with the Rebels pending a pretty good effort there by Cadence Jones with the half-court shot, but that will end the first quarter with the Rich Rebels 19, the Farson Pronghorns 8. We'll be back after this. Thank you for tuning in to 98.3 KDQ FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
We know from experience that in rural America, people really care about 3 things: their faith, their money, and their high school sports, and not necessarily in that order.
It's a race. Mendez in some space down the left wing. Steps into a shot. Mendez scores! Red Devils on top, 2-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard.
The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hello, North Carolina. Cheyenne's coming to visit.
The My Local Radio Sports Network covers high school sports in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, American Legion Baseball and high school rodeo in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Advertising in the My Local Radio Sports Network is unique for 2 reasons. 1, it's the best way to reach your local audience, and 2, it's the most economical way to reach your regional and national audience. Join us today on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
We are testing.
I got you there.
Okay, sorry, we had a technical difficulty there. We are back though. Rebels up 19-8 with 7:25 to go here in the second quarter. Farson puts up a 3, and that is off the mark and into the hands of Bray Pugmire, and she'll get that ahead to Weston. Weston to Smith on the left wing. Into Hatch, the block. She kicks it out to Cass Argyle, and that just rims out. And great effort there by Brinley Hatch to keep it alive. She gets it back in from out of bounds into Smith. Over to Weston. Hatch in the corner. She gets a cutting Smith, and back out to Brinley. Brinley tries for the jump shot. That is off the mark. Rebels able to keep it alive with the offensive boards, and Weston has it at the top of the key. Dribbling to her left and now to her right. She passes to Pugmire at the top of the key. Pugmire with a long 2, and that just rims out. Great rebound and put back by Page, but that is not able to go in. And Cadence Jones does get the rebound, gets it ahead to Smith, and it's going to be out of bounds off of the fingertips of Smith, so the Rebels will get possession back, going the other way. Weston walks the ball up. She crosses the timeline. Going to her right, she passes to Argyle. Argyle to Smith off the double screen. She has an open 3, and that is just off the front of the rim. And she's almost able to get her own rebound there. Olivia inbounds to Jones, back to Olivia. Over to Smith on the left side. They're trying to break this press, and they do get it across. Jones with the skip pass, and Smith will try 4-3, and that is good.
That looked good from the moment it left her hand. That was a nice shot. Pugmire misses on the other end there. Pronghorns get the rebound, come back down.
19-11 with 5.5 to go in the first half. As Jones has it on the left wing, kicks it back up to Olivia, over to Smith. Smith back to Jones. Jones has it at the top of the key. She gets it to Olivia. Olivia for three, and that is over the mark. Weston with the rebound, going the other way in transition. She finds an open Cass Argyle for the layup, and Argyle able to finish at the rim, give the Rebels a 10-point lead here in the second quarter. So the Rebels now up 21-11. Boodleman gets it right underneath, and she is fouled on that attempt. And so she'll go to the line shooting two. And correction, that this is Callie Nessie at the line to shoot two. Her first is up and good.
Good looking shot she's got there.
21-12 now in favor of the Rebels with just under 5 to go in the second quarter. Second is off the back of the rim. Rebound by Hatch. She hands to Weston. Weston gets it across half court. Dribbles to her right. She picks it up and gets it over to Smith. Smith looking inside. She tries to get DeBray just through the hands of Pugmire into the hands of Jones, and Jones gets it across. Dribbles to her left. Tries to get it inside to Olivia, and a fight for the ball, and that will be a jump ball, and it'll stay here with the Pronghorns. So we got a timeout. Coach Lundgren looking to take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back after this. Thanks for listening at 98.3 KDQFM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
We are back here midway through the second quarter with the Rebels up 21-12 against the Farson Pronghorns, and so far calling a good, well-balanced attack for the Rebels. It started off very post-heavy, and since then able to balance things out with some outside shots as well.
Yeah, Lacey come in off the bench and hit a long three-pointer, and that was an inside-out like we talked about with the boys earlier, and that's just the Rebels. If they do that, either team, they're dangerous to play.
So Jones, the inbounder. She is looking, and she looks to get it in, is able to get it in time. They get it right back to her in the corner. She'll kick it back out to Olivia. Up top, that is to Nessie. Over to Boodleman, will try for the shot, and that is off the mark and into the hands of Cass Argyle, going the other direction. Cass dribbles to her right. She's going to dribble it out. Hand back to Weston to get things set up for a new set with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Smith gets it to Argyle. Argyle takes a three from the top. That just rims out and into the hands of Jones. Jones ahead to Boodleman. Boodleman kicks it out. Back to Jones up top. She gives to Olivia at the top of the key. Olivia back to Boodleman. Boodleman to Jones at the top of the key. She dribbles in, kicks out to Boodleman for three. Boodleman takes a pump fake, drives, and that is off the mark into the hands of Hatch. Up ahead to Smith and Argyle, and that is tipped out of bounds for Farson, and in comes both McKinnon and Jolly for Hatch and Argyle. Inbounded from Jolly to Weston. Weston dribbles to her right and gets it into Pugmire at the top of the key. Pugmire hands to Weston. Weston for three from the wing, and that is off the front of the mark. Jones gets the rebound ahead to Boodleman. Boodleman, a good find. She gets it ahead to Smith, and Smith able to finish at the basket, narrowing it to a 7-point lead. 21-14 for the Rebels. Weston with the ball up top, hands to Jolly. Jolly dribbling to her left side. She kicks it to McKinnon. McKinnon drives baseline. Tries to get into Pugmire. Is a good idea, but just tipped away by Farson. Farson going the other way. Boodleman has it in the left corner. Gets it up top to Smith. Smith looking as she passes to Jones on the right wing. Jones gets it over to Nessie. Nessie looking to Boodleman on the inside. Will kick it back out to Smith. Weston jumps the pass there at the top of the key, looking to finish for the layup, and she does.
Great read there by Molly Weston. She just takes the pass and goes coast to coast and scores the 2 for the Rebels.
Rebels up 9, 23-14 with just over 2 minutes to go. And Farson able to keep the ball in play with a minute 57 to go here. 23-16 in favor of the Rebels. Jolly looks to get it into Bray. Bray does a great job keeping the ball alive, and Carroll will shoot from 3, and that is just short. Rebounded by Boodleman going the other direction. Jones goes coast to coast, tries to get it up there, goes off the other side, and into the hands of Boodleman for 3, and that is good.
6 quick points for the Pronghorns. They're making a comeback.
4-point game. Rebels up 23-19. On the other end, Bray able to get it inside and finish at the rim. We have just over a minute to go. 6-point game here. Farson has made it a lot more competitive here in the last few minutes. So Jones was looking for a cutter, and that pass ends up going just out of bounds. Argyle to check in for Paige Smith to close out this half. We are at a minute 6 to go here in the first half. Colin, I'm a little shocked. Fouls 1-0 so far in the second quarter.
Yeah, once the Pronghorns reached 4 fouls last quarter, they really started to clean up and play decent defense.
Jolly has it stolen away, and the Pronghorns looking to finish at the rim, which they do. Back to being a 4-point deficit. 39 seconds to go. Weston looks to drive, kicks it out to Argyle. Argyle pump fakes, gets it back to Weston. Weston from 3 from the top, off the front of the rim, but rebounded by McKinnon. Tried to put back, but that's rebounded by Olivia. And going the other way, Jones has it, goes behind her back, crosses half court. 20 seconds on the clock. Once again, Rebels up 4, 25-21. Farson making this a very competitive game. Jones has it on the right wing. She drives in, gets it to Olivia. Olivia tries to finish at the basket.
Great
goes
defense
off the back
by
rim.
Jolly there to just stand up, and she was just a statue.
Argyle shoots it at the buzzer and not able to finish. That is off the back iron. So we'll go to halftime with the score 25-21 in favor of the Rebels. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a T7 Propane production of Rebel Basketball, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Randolph Medical Clinic is known for comfortably treating acute and chronic conditions as well as mental health. Nurse practitioner Nancy Weston is known for providing compassionate care. Appointments can be made by texting 435-200-5416. Randolph Medical Clinic.
So, Tess, we've talked about some sports, some schooling. You're a year and a half away from graduating. And, of course, nobody knows, like, the exact path they're going on. But what's something that's gone through your head as far as what you want to do after high school?
I kind of know an idea. I know I want to do something that I can be a mom with pretty easily. So something I can do like part-time or like doesn't have crazy hours. So right now I'm looking into cosmetology or nursing, but I'm not sure really which one. So I'm going to take classes that kind of prepare me for both. So I'm going to get my CNA in high school as well. And then I'm in the position with my birthday so I can go on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and keep my scholarships.
Because they won't expire while you're gone.
Yeah. Because I'm an October birthday, so I'll be able to kind of work just a little bit and then go on my mission and come back and continue school. Perfect. So hopefully I'll have it figured out by then.
So what draws you to the cosmetology or to the nursing field?
Like I said, being a mom with it, but also, like, I love doing my hair and, like, my sisters and my friends. And I, like, taught myself how to braid when I was little because my mom's not crazy into hair. So I do a lot of, figuring things out on my own.
Well, that's awesome. Tess, I always like to finish up these interviews talking about teachers that have had an impact on you. Is there a teacher so far during your time over the past 2.5 years at Rich High School that has had a really positive impact on your life?
Well, I don't want to say my dad. But
a lot of people do.
Yeah, my dad, he doesn't just teach you English, but like he does. His class is really good with preparing you for the world, and we do a lot of debates. He talks to me about how one of his main goals is to be able to have a conversation with more than just one kind of student. So, like, I've noticed that some teachers have a tendency to, like, they're really, really good at teaching the athletes, or they're really, really good at connecting with kind of, like, the more artsy kids. I think that
people
my
that are
dad does a
interested
good
in
job
what they're
of,
interested.
Yeah, exactly. I think he does a good job of trying to talk to all of the kids and be, like, a good teacher for all of them, even if they don't even like him.
Yep, so that's a great shout out. And Tess, what's it like to be the daughter of a coach? You always hear about the wife or the spouse of a coach. What's it like being the oldest child of a basketball coach?
Sometimes it's not great because he's coaching kids that I've dated and, like, my friends. And I don't know, you hear a lot because, I mean, he's a coach and he has to make some tough decisions. So I think there's some animosity. I think at the end of the day, I know that he's a really good coach and a good human being, and all the other stuff kind of just rolls off.
That's a great way to look at it. Well, Tess, you're doing awesome and come from a great family. I appreciate the time you took to chat with me, and good luck at state in a couple weeks, and we'll keep an eye on how you guys do.
Yeah, thank you.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
When was the last time you got to stay at a hotel that had an indoor waterfall and a fish pond? Or a hotel with a swimming pool, a baby pool, and 5 hot tubs? At the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming, you'll get all of this, plus an amazing complimentary breakfast. You can even reserve a suite with a private jacuzzi for 2. The rates are so affordable that every time you're in Casper, you and the whole family can stay without breaking the bank. The best hotel in Casper is the Come On In and Suites. Make your reservations today and come on in.
Welcome back. We're here at halftime of the girls varsity game between the Rich Rebels and the Farson Pronghorns. 25-21 in favor of the Rebels. We are just over 4 minutes from the beginning of the second half. Colin will go over the first half stats. On the scoring sheet, we have Weston with 2, Pugmire with 12, 10 of those in the first quarter. Excuse me, I think she actually has 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 14 points, 12 in the first quarter. McKinnon with 5, Argyle 2, and Hatch 2. And for the Pronghorns, we've got sorry, I'm trying to get this. Giochella is 5. Smith with 7. The other Giochella, 3. Nessie with 1. And Boodleman with 3. So both teams with a decent balance of scoring. 4-point game here. Colin, anything that has stuck out to you going into this second half for the Rebels they're in a similar situation, obviously up 4 instead of tied like the last game, but similar situation, similar opponent. What do they got to do to close this one out in the second half?
Well, they need to go back to what got them that big lead in the first quarter, and that's just either go underneath and get the outside pass, the inside out working again. I think they got a little stagnant with that lead. They felt comfortable, and they just kind of started firing up threes. Not saying they weren't open shots, just they weren't moving the ball as well as they were in the first quarter and allowed Farson to pull back into this game. So just need to go back to playing what got them the lead in that first quarter, and we'll be fine with this one, I think.
Yep, I agree. I would make sure to keep Pugmire and Hatch involved underneath and get the defense to suck down in and then be able to kick it back out for those perimeter shots and keep a balanced attack going. So this is our Station on Main halftime show. Once again, Lady Rebels up 4 with just over 2 minutes to go until the start of the second half. We'll have it here for you online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KADQ FM. We'll be back after this.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
When was the last time you got to stay at a hotel that had an indoor waterfall and a fish pond? Or a hotel with a swimming pool, a baby pool, and 5 hot tubs? At the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming, you'll get all of this, plus an amazing complimentary breakfast. You can even reserve a suite with a private jacuzzi for 2. The rates are so affordable that every time you're in Casper, you and the whole family can stay without breaking the bank. The best hotel in Casper is the Come On In and Suites. Make your reservations today and come on in.
Welcome back to our listeners at the start of the second half, and the Rebels leading by 4. The best case scenario is the Rebels have a big run here to start the second half and really try to put this one away early on and get some momentum going against these Lady Pronghorns.
Looks like Rich has the possession, so start out with their ball.
And Rich will start the half like they started the game with Weston, Jolly, Smith, Argyle, and Pugmire. Weston dribbles to her right and then to her left. She gets to the inside and feeds Pugmire. Pugmire having to kick that back out to Argyle, and Argyle hits from 3. And there it was.
Inside out.
Going inside out. And Argyle able to get a big 3 to start things off here in the start of the second half. Smith gets it back over to Olivia. Olivia goes to her right. To Nessie, back to Olivia. Olivia tries to drive baseline. Good defense by Jolly. Boodleman for 3. That is off the mark and into the hands of Jolly, who gets it to Weston. Weston looks to drive coast to coast. She gets to the rim, and that's going to be off the foot of Weston. And so the Pronghorns get the ball back, going the other direction. So Olivia enters that into Jones, and Jones is going to bring the ball up. Rebels up 28-21 following that Argyle 3-pointer. Yep, they're going to get Weston for, what do you call that? That's not a reach, is it? It's a
block or a hand check.
Hand check.
In the words of your nephew, though, Maverick, she fouls just like her brother.
Yeah, and Drake made that point in the broadcast yesterday as well. So Jones gets the inbound, going to her right. She passes to Smith. Smith gets a nice screen there, tries to get the finish, but that is hard off the backboard, and that will be knocked out of bounds off the Rebels, so the Lady Pronghorns will keep possession under their own basket, and Jones goes to inbound. She is looking. She tries to get into Nessie, but that goes off of a foot. Will keep in possession of Farson.
I think she just threw that right into the back of Pugmire.
It did look that way. Jones looking again. She gets it this time to Smith. This is batted away again by Pugmire.
Great defense there by Bray.
6:55 to go here in the third quarter. Jones trying to get it in. This time goes through the hands of Smith into the hands of Pugmire. And other direction goes Bray. Bray, great pass to Jolly. Jolly not able to finish. Ran out of real estate there. And so the Farson will get the ball back after that was tipped out of bounds. Olivia enters it into Jones. Jones gets it quickly ahead to Smith, and that's out of her hands. So a lot of sloppiness to start things off here in the second half, other than that three-pointer by Cass.
Well, and I don't know about Farson, how many games they've played, but this is the Rebels' third game. So
yep, everyone's a little bit jet-lagged, I'd imagine. As Weston's pass briefly gets tipped by Smith out of bounds, and Jolly will take it out of bounds on the sideline. She enters it into Weston. Weston dribbles to her right, gets it to Smith. Smith now has it on the right wing. Kira to Weston, over to Argyle. Argyle's three just rims out from the corner. Smith gets the rebound, but that's stolen away by Jones, and Jones gets it up ahead. She tries to get it to Smith, but that is a collision between Smith and Jolly. I'd imagine they're giving that foul to Jolly on that breakaway.
I believe that's her second team foul of the quarter. The Rebels are still up 7, 6:13 remaining in this third quarter.
Jones looking to inbound. She does get it in to Nessie, and Nessie able to finish at the rim, getting her team within 5 and going to the line shooting 1.
That's going to put 4 on Jolly.
Was that on Kira?
Yes.
Dang it, so that is her 4th.
And as we talked about in the boys' game, it wasn't so much the top. She was pretty clean up top. It was that hand in her back pushing from behind.
So Nessie goes to the line shooting 1, and that is batted around until it gets to Pugmire, and Pugmire to Argyle, up ahead to Weston. Weston gets it right back to Pugmire. Great pass there, not able to finish, but Bray does a good job getting her own rebound. Weston now for 3, and that falls.
Inside out, one extra pass. Great movement by the Rebels.
And then good defense on the other end by Argyle. She bats that one away. It's going to stay in possession of Farson, but good effort there to get down to the other end of the court by Argyle. Talking about down here, yep, that was a good inside out. Weston able to finish with that three-pointer. The Rebels now have 2 threes here in the second half between Argyle and Weston. So Farson has it in the corner. They get it back to the left wing to Olivia, over to Smith. Smith back over to Jones on the left wing. Boodleman now has it on the right wing. She passes to Nessie. Nessie over to Smith. Olivia, excuse me. And that is into the hands of Boodleman in the corner. Back to Olivia. Olivia finds Jones cutting into the key, and she kicks it back out to Nessie. Pronghorns working it around. They do get it inside to Nessie, and they're going to get her with a jump ball, so that'll stay here in Farson's possession.
And that's just great post defense by all 3 of the Rebels that were down there. You had McKinnon, Pugmire, and Smith.
31-23 for the Rebels with 5:12 to go in the third quarter. Ball is inbounded, and a long 2 attempted, and that is off the front iron. Rebounded by McKinnon. Gets it up quickly to Weston, then to Argyle. Argyle to Pugmire, and Pugmire is going to be fouled at the block, so she'll go to the line shooting 2. And that's a great effort there and a good strategy.
Just great ball movement by the Rebels. They get it down this left side, and they find Pugmire streaking down the middle, and there's not much Pronghorns can do there other than foul.
So Bray shooting 2. Her first is up and good. Looking to make this a 10-point game. Pugmire's second is up and off the front iron. Rebounded by Olivia. Looking for help to get it up the floor. And she gets it as they get it across the timeline. Over to Boodleman. Back to Olivia. Olivia dribbles to her right. Stopped by McKinnon. Smith has it in the corner. She tries to skip it to Olivia. That is tipped, and that'll be a backcourt violation. Giving the ball back to the Rebels, up 9 with 4:42 to go in the third quarter.
This Hatch checks in for Pugmire. Oh, I lied. Checked in for Argyle. Pugmire's over here to inbound the ball.
Pugmire does inbound it to Weston. Weston comes across half court, dribbling to her left. She gets it to the elbow to Pugmire. Pugmire faces the basket, kicks it back out to McKinnon. McKinnon dribbles to her left, tries to find Pugmire. Pugmire gets it, and that is an and one.
That's just great post work by Pugmire. She ended up getting the double team, that backside help, and she's able to catch the ball, finish, and get that and one opportunity.
And a nice pass by McKinnon. She put it the only place you could have, and a great finish, like you said, by Pugmire. She's looking to make this a three-point play. Her foul shot is up and just rims out. Back into the hands of Farson, and they're going to quickly get it up the floor over to the corner. Smith with the two, and that is missed and rebounded. Jump ball, which will give the ball back to the Rebels.
It's a great battle there by Hatch to get that board, and she was just tied up and held ball. Possession to the Rebels.
Once again, Rebels up 11 now with just over 4 to go in the third quarter. Weston dribbles to her left, gets a screen from Pugmire. She keeps the dribble alive, goes all the way to the hole, and is able to finish.
And I like that. I had a conversation with Molly in between games here, and I told her she needed to get to the rim, and she went hard, just like I told her to watch her older brother, and that's exactly how Drake would have done it.
Boodleman goes off of a screen, hands it off. Jones has it on the right wing. She looks to the inside. Great defense for Pugmire there, and she clears it out, able to take it the other way, keeping the ball alive. And she passes ahead to Smith on the right wing. Smith looks to the inside, kicks it back out to Weston on the right wing. Weston hands to Smith. Smith dribbles to her left. Pass to McKinnon. McKinnon over to Pugmire in the corner. Pugmire to Weston on the right wing. Weston head fakes, kicks it back out to McKinnon. McKinnon for three, and that is good. She just has a great shot.
Poetry in motion there. All that ball movement inside out, just like we talked about, and McKinnon hits the three.
Not settling for a shot. They waited until the right one came, and that was it. Rebels up 39-23 with under 3 minutes to go. Jones puts the shot up. That is no good. Good rebound by Hatch. She avoids the jump ball. Good, strong rebound. She gets it to Weston. Rebels now need to think about a 10-second violation. And that is out of bounds, just off the fingertips of Brindley Hatch. And Farson will get the ball back with 2:45 to go in the third.
And that good defense, good pressure by Farson to cause that turnover.
Well, Farson's in the spot where they're down, 16 now, so they got to be really scrappy, and that's exactly what they're doing, trying to claw back into this one. Jones gets the inbound, gets it back to Olivia. Olivia drives baseline. Almost carried there, but kept her hand on top of the ball and is fouled on that two-point try, so she'll go to the line, shooting two.
It's always amazed me, just a little bit of spin on that basketball, and it'll wrap all the way around that rim and out.
Yep, it's a thing of art. I guess that's more science, if anything. Olivia's first foul shot is up and no good.
Kind of makes you wonder when they first started basketball if them peach baskets would do the same thing.
Right. Second foul shot is up and good for Olivia. Drawing this to a 15-point game now. 2.5 minutes to go in the third. Good pass underneath and a foul, which they're going to call that on the ground. Well, nope, they're going to send Brindley Hatch to the line, so she'll go to the line shooting two here. Hatch's first foul shot is up and good. Rebels now up 40-24, back up 16. Hatch's second shot is up and off the front iron, nearly rebounded by Smith. But that'll be back to Farson's ball. Olivia inbounds to Jones. Jones dribbles to her right, gets it back to Olivia. They get it inside to Nessie, but Nessie defended well by Page, and Coach Lundgren able to get a timeout before a tie-up happens. So we'll go to break. Timeout for the Rebels, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this. Thank you for tuning in to mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KDQ FM.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
Thank you to Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty for sponsoring our Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. And we are back here in the third quarter with the Rebels up 16-40-24. With just over 2 minutes to go, Weston breaks that full court press, getting it to Pugmire. Pugmire pulls up, gives to Smith. Smith a good pump fake and drive just off the mark. And Bray tries to save it, but puts it back into the Pronghorns, and they're going the other way. Jones gets it across half court, gets a nice cross-court pass back to Jones at the top of the key, and that one rattles home, giving the Pronghorns 2 more there.
Pronghorns are almost come away with a steal right there, Bradley, as you were updating the station on main scoreboard.
They've gone into that full court press. Both times Rebels able to break that with 1.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Smith passes it to Hatch at the elbow. Back over to McKinnon. She's got it on the right side. McKinnon tries to get it back to Hatch, but that's tipped away by Olivia and back into the hands of Jones. Jones gets it across half court, passes it up to Boodleman. Boodleman for the long 2. That is no good. Rebound by Hatch. Smith has it deep in Pronghorn territory, but gets it ahead to Pugmire, then to Hatch. A great job breaking the press there as Brindley has the finish at the basket.
Nice find from Pugmire, too, there, big to big.
44 seconds to go here. Olivia with the ball on the right wing. She kicks it to Jones. Jones gets to the corner, back to Smith on the left wing. Boodleman over to Jones on the right wing. Under to Nessie underneath, and they're going to get her with a travel. And Argyle's going to check into the game for McKinnon with just 29 seconds to go here in the third. Weston going against the press, passes over to Smith. Smith back over to Weston, trying to get a flow, and they do. They get it to Pugmire in the middle. Pugmire immediately gets it to Argyle, then to Hatch. Mark that as potentially the play of the game, Colin. That was a great press breaker.
It was, and a great find by Argyle to find
one
Hatch.
Extra pass, yep. 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Been a great quarter for the Rebels. Jones has it, gets it to Olivia. Over to Boodleman. They're not going to get it off in time, and that will be it for the third quarter. Rebels up now 18, 44-26 to finish things off. We'll be back after this. Thank you for tuning in to 98.3 KDQ FM and mylocalradio.com.
So should we get Jared
Foot pain can make even the simplest things a struggle. Dr. Chad Brady is a foot and ankle surgeon who listens to your concerns, offering a variety of solutions to get you back on your feet and out of pain. Dr. Chad Brady can help you get back to the life you deserve. Don't let foot pain stop you from living your life. Schedule an appointment today. Dr. Chad Brady, Uinta Medical Group. Call or schedule online at evanstonanytime.com.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
We're here at the start of the fourth quarter with the Rebels up 18, trying to extend this lead here in the fourth. 3-point attempt is up by Jones and no good, but rebounded by Smith. Pronghorn still working things inside. Jones tries to get it inside to Olivia. Olivia stuck in the corner. She gets it out to Jones. Almost stolen there by Smith. This time stolen by Argyle. And they're going to get a foul on Farson. That's on Smith. Good effort there by Cass Argyle to keep it alive there on the steal.
Great job by Cass to come up in that passing lane and get rid of that ball.
Ball is inbounded to Weston. Weston dribbles to her left to Argyle. Argyle dribbles off the screen. She able to get through defenders and over to Pugmire. Great entry pass by Argyle.
Now she's just padding stats.
That's
Bradley.
right. That's right. Got her own rebound and put back. Rebels now up 20 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Smith dribbles to her left. Farson with the 3 attempt from the top, and that is off the mark. And they're going to say that stays here. So the Pronghorns do keep possession after the missed basket. Jones to inbound underneath. Tries to get it into Smith, but that's stolen by Weston. And Weston's going to go the other way with it. Farson stays in man, full court. Weston gets it to Smith. Smith takes a dribble to her right, gets it to Pugmire at the elbow. Pugmire back to Smith. Smith thinks about the 3, gets it to Weston on the wing. Weston drives to the hole, and she's going to be fouled on that attempt, so she'll go to the line shooting 2.
I'd like to see that from Molly. Like we talked about with Paige in the game earlier, I like to see him attacking the rim.
So she'll be rewarded with 2 foul shots here. First is up and good. So Kira Jolly in for Paige Smith now.
Kira's got to be careful. She's got 4.
Foul, yep.
There hasn't been a lot of fouls called, so she probably has
almost
half.
For sure, yep.
Almost half of Rich's fouls called for the game.
Molly's second rattles in, 48-26. 6.5 to go in the game. Jones passes ahead to Smith. Smith gets it to the corner. Back up to Boodleman, over to Jones. Jones on the left wing. Back to Olivia. Pronghorn's working it around. Smith will try for 3. That almost rattles in, but they're going to get a foul here. I'm not sure on who.
They're going to call that on Bray.
So that'll stay here after Pugmire's foul. Jones the inbounder.
That's the first team foul on the Rebels this quarter. Bray's first also.
Inbound knocked away by Argyle and out of bounds. Good effort there by Cass. But this will stay in possession of Farson. Jones passes it over to Boodleman, over to Smith. Jones has it again on the right wing. She passes over to Boodleman once again. Back to Smith on the right wing. Rebels doing a good job keeping everything above the perimeter. And they're going to call a foul on Olivia. This time Kira's the one fouled. And so it'll be going the other way with 5:45 to go in the game. Rebels up 22. Pugmire gets the entry pass to Weston. Weston dribbles to her left. Over to Pugmire on the elbow. Back to Weston. Weston pump fakes. Good help there from Olivia of the Pronghorns, but Weston able to get around her for the jump shot. Rebounded by Pugmire, but a little bit too much there, and it'll stay in possession of the Rebels. Farson subs in 3 players here, and Weston gets it open on the inbound from the corner, and that just rattles off into the hands of Smith. Weston there to stop her. They're able to avoid the travel and keep the ball alive here. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. Rebels up 48-26. Jones hands off. They get Nessie at the elbow. Back to Jones at the wing. They try to get it inside to Nessie, and that goes off of her into the hands of Weston, and Weston heads up play, knocking it out of bounds off Nessie to give the Rebels possession back.
And that was great help defense there by Molly to get on that backside to steal that pass from.
Weston gets it over to Jolly. Jolly able to drive to the hole before she gets there.
That's going to be 5 on Kiera.
Yep, so they got her for the hook. Is that what they'd call that,
yep.
wraparound? So a tough way to end the weekend for Kiera, especially after such a good, strong game last game. But she's had a good weekend nonetheless. But like you say, Colin, most of the fouls today on both teams all called on Kiera. So.
Well, 2 fouls in this quarter on the Rebels, and both of them on Jolly.
Yeah, that's just tough when you're the person getting the fouls. It kind of gravitates towards you.
That's going to be on Bray. Her second, third team foul of the quarter.
So the Rebels 2 away from putting the Pronghorns into the bonus. First foul shot is up and no good. One more on the way. Olivia into the game for Jones for a quick breather.
And Jones picked up those first 2 in the first quarter, and I don't think she's picked up another one.
Yeah, she's stayed safe since. Pugmire with the rebound, gets bumped from behind. They will call that. Ball will stay out of bounds underneath, so Pugmire will look to inbound to Weston. That's should be just 4. Pugmire inbounds to Weston, who gets it across half court. She dribbles to the left. Back to her right now. Over to Hatch at the left wing. Pugmire now has it, dribbles to her right, inside. Weston gets it on the wing, shoots for 3, and that is off the mark. And rebounded. Farson does get the rebound, but pass it out of bounds, trying to get it to an outlet. And the Rebels get the ball back right in front of their own bench. Ball inbounded to Weston. She's going to dribble to her right. Hands to Argyle. Argyle to Pugmire. That was great ball movement and a finish for Bray. She'll go to the line just shooting 1 after that finish. And good pass there by Hatch to find her cutting to the hole on the baseline.
That's the first on 20 for Farson. That is the 5th team foul, so the Rebels will be shooting the rest of this quarter with 4:04 remaining in the ball game.
So Pugmire's foul shot is up and just rattles out. Rebounded by Olivia. Gets it to Smith, then up the court to Jones. Jones to Boodleman. Rebounded by Pugmire. Pugmire gets it across half court. She's just going to go coast to coast. Not able to finish there, but Hatch with the rebound. She's able to finish that one. Now 52-26 for the Rebels with just under 4 minutes to go. And they're going to get Jones with the travel, and Coach Lundgren's going to sub in his JV players here. So in for the Rebels is Crompton, McKinnon, Lutz, Morse, and Argyle still into the game. So McKinnon brings the ball up. Dribbles to her right, she gets it to Lutz. Lutz gets it tipped away from Olivia. Picks it back up, gets it across half court to Morse. Morse to Lutz. Lutz finds Crompton in the middle. Back to Lutz, over to Argyle. Argyle gets it to Morse underneath. She's met by a few different pronghorns, and there is a jump ball. So the ball will stay here in possession of the Rebels with 3:07 to go here in the game. Rebels up 52-26. Lutz tries to get it to Argyle, and that is stolen by the pronghorns, but she travels, so the Rebels keep possession down here. They'll pass it in from underneath once again. Lutz to inbound. She gets it into Morse. Morse goes up with it. Just off the back iron and rebounded by Smith. Smith trying to get to the hole before the Rebels get there. She does get there, and a collision occurs between Morse and one of the Lady Pronghorns, but the ball will stay in Pronghorn possession down on that end.
And that one's going to be called on Dottie. That's her second, team fourth.
She just got in there. She's got 2 fouls already.
I think she had one in the first quarter.
Oh, that's right. 3-pointer good by Farson, 52-29. Ball is passed across court to Argyle. Argyle keeps it in the Rebels' possession. She passes to McKinnon. 2.5 minutes to go here. Ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to stay in Rich possession. Lutz to inbound. She gets it into McKinnon. McKinnon crosses half court, dribbling to her left. She passes it to Crompton, back to McKinnon. Lutz dribbles to her left, gets to McKinnon. McKinnon, I think, was going to try to get it to Cass on the cut, but Farson is there to stop her, and that will be a jump ball given back to Farson.
Lyda Taylor's going to check in for Cass Argyle, and I think the varsity squad for the Rebels is done for this weekend.
Yep, they've had a good solid weekend. Looking to close this one out. 2 minutes to go. Up 23. Jones pump fakes from the corner and drives in, kicks it back out. Boodleman from 3, that is no good, and rebounded by McKinnon. Under 2 minutes to go here. McKinnon gets it across half court, up ahead to Lutz. Lutz over to McKinnon. McKinnon being pressured, double teamed up top. She's able to get that across to Morse, and Morse is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 here. Now the Rebels are in the bonus.
It was called on 4 for the Pronghorns, her third.
Minute and a half to go here. Morse to the line to shoot 2. Her first is up and good.
And this is Dottie.
Yeah, I called her mom's name yesterday, didn't I?
I did that in Wendover, so I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Dottie's second is up and good, especially when we have a Lacey on the team.
Yes.
Rebels up 54-29 with a minute and a half to go here. Jones passes it to the right wing, back up top. Boodleman has it. She's going to drive and dish to Jones on the right wing. Jones back to Olivia. Olivia tries for the skip pass, but that is stolen by Lutz and given to McKinnon. McKinnon passes to Crompton on the left wing. Crompton gives the inside to Morse. Morse, a good pass outside on the baseline to McKinnon. McKinnon's shot off the back of the iron. Rebounded and taken the other way by the Pronghorns. Jones gets it up, and that is blocked by Morse. Good block there for Dottie. 48 seconds to go here in the game. Rebels up 54-29. And they're going to get McKinnon with a travel. So the Pronghorns will get at least another possession here before the end of the game. Jones has it up top. She gets it to Olivia. Olivia 4-3, and that falls, and that goes in. 64-32 now. 54-32 now. 25 seconds to go here in the game. Let's gets it across to Crompton. Crompton to McKinnon. McKinnon drives to the hole, and she's going to be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 17 seconds to go in the game. Rebels up 22.
McKinnon to the line to shoot 2. 17.9 seconds remaining here in this ball game.
Her first is up and off the back iron. She'll get one more shot here. Her shot is up and off the front iron this time, rebounded by Jones. Jones gets it ahead on the fast break. Good finish there for the Pronghorns. 20-point game here with 6 seconds to go. Rebels just need to dribble this thing out. Lutz does. She'll just pick it up, give it back to McKinnon, and that will be the ball game. The Rebels, a good showing to end things here for the Fossil Classic, going 3-0. 54-34, the final score against Farson. The boys' game's coming up. After this, we'll have our Independent Software Solutions post-game show, and after that, we'll segue into the boys' pregame show. Thank you for tuning in on 98.3 KDQ FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school and higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankum serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay Frankum, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices.
Make your day even better by indulging in delectable, freshly prepared classics at the Crawford Trough. Come enjoy succulent cheeseburgers, rich raspberry shakes, crispy onion rings, or golden fries, and pair it all with our exclusive River Bridge soda. For another favorite, try a grilled chicken wrap or a yummy twisted ice cream cone. Make the perfect dining experience with our delightful Crawford Trough staff. Treat yourself to something delicious from the Crawford Trough in Randolph.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our rich rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Thank you for tuning in to our Independent Software Solutions postgame show. And that brings us to our D. McKay Frankum precision play of the game. And Colin, we really liked that fast break play. Great ball movement that ended up with Argyle getting it right under the hoop and immediately getting it to Hatch on the block. And a nice finish there. And for the Crawford Trough player of the game, who do you have for us, Colin?
I think there's only one way to go, and that's the Bray Pugmire. She, from the get-go, she was a force to reckon with. Farson had a tough time defending her all night long. She was boarding. She was stealing balls. She was diving on the floor for loose balls. I don't know how many points she ended up with. We didn't really worry about that where it's going to be such a short turnaround here, but I'm sure she led the team in scoring tonight. Bray just come out and played this game.
And calendar update, I still have not gotten anything on the wrestlers. Hopefully throughout the game we can get some updates there. But 6.5 minutes to go here. The boys, they'll now close out their 3-game weekend playing the Farson Pronghorns as well. And we'll have that right here for you. We're going to segue into our pregame show with my interview with Coach Cornea from earlier this week, and then we'll go from there. So thank you for tuning in to My Local Radio and 98.3 KDQ FM.
It's time for our coach's show, and I'm here with Coach Cornea as we wrapped up another successful week for the boys basketball team, looking ahead to an exciting weekend at another Wyoming tournament. But Coach, let's talk about, we'll brush over the St. Joe's game, but talk mostly about Tintic, because that's a region opponent and one we'll see again. Fun game. I'm just looking at the box score here, Coach. How did you feel going from being up 4 in a dogfight to a dark horse type team to blowing them away in the fourth quarter? Talk a little bit about that finish.
I mean, that's kind of how the game goes, but we were planning on this being a single-digit game the entire time. At halftime, we were up 11, and that was one of our main messages in our talk was that, listen, this game will be cut to 5 or 6. Like, you just have to plan on it. And that you need to withstand runs because that's what this team is capable of doing. I don't think any of us really saw fourth quarter blowing up like it did, but, Tintic was in Manila the night before, and I just think that, they're very good athletes. I don't know if we are, however many points we beat them by, 16 points better than them. I just think that's the way that game lined up. But to call Tintic a dark horse, I think is a bit of a mistake. I mean, you look at 1A right now, I think that there are legitimate 7 teams that can beat each other on any given night, and I would include Tintic on that. I think that we are beatable this year. We've shown that against Cokeville and North Summit. I think that Panguitch is beatable this year. They've had tight 1A games, and they've struggled in their 2 and 3A schedule that usually they're pretty good in. And I think that anyone can beat anybody, and that's what's going to make this one a tournament to remember.
And Coach, this is totally random and off topic, but I was sitting there calling the game, and did Tintic not look like a team that could field an 8-man football team and do pretty decent? Because that's what I was thinking.
Yes, and I understand they had a very good cross-country team.
Yeah, Rob did say that.
The Jamison kid,
exactly.
He's only a junior, just a big, broad-chested, pretty quick on his feet athlete. I actually think, talking with Coach Patton, that he sees the lack of football as a hole in his basketball program. Mm-hmm. That when they come up to places like Manila, who doesn't have a football team but plays like they do, it's something they struggle with because their kids are not as used to contact as a Carter Hoffman.
Well, and it could happen in the future. I just heard last night that Escalane's coming on board for 8-man. So I think the floodgates are opening.
Well, and I do think teams look at the way we play, and Panguitch has always played physical basketball, even though they're, not a football school, or in the past they haven't been. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of basketball teams recognize the advantage that comes from, kids being in the weight room and preparing for a football season, even if you might start your year off a little slow because kids haven't shot a basketball. Cross country and basketball kind of go together. You can do both. You're running and you can get in the gym and shoot. Football, it's pretty hard to get up on a Saturday morning and go shoot free throws when, your body is black and blue and you struggle getting out of bed.
Well, and as I say, I sidetracked our conversation to football as always. Coach, talk a little bit about, for our listeners, the impact that out-of-state games have on the RPI system. I know we've talked about it before, but it's a good reminder going into these out-of-state games.
Yeah, so the RPI gives you bumps when you play either a higher classification or when you play out-of-state. The thing about out-of-state is we are not awarded a classification bump. So, Kemmerer is 2A in Wyoming, we don't get a 2A bump. Or Mountain View is 3A, you don't double dip. But you do get, an advantage in RPI there. Now, there are coaches who dislike us going to Wyoming because of that bump. But, my response is, if we wanted to take advantage of the system, we could. We would only play 1A teams, and we would find 1A teams that are bad. And we would drive all over the state of Wyoming to really heighten and magnify that bump that you get. Really it's a proximity thing. And we can find good quality opponents, and we can play them, and kids can sleep in their own bed. I just think that's something that we'd be foolish not to take advantage of, especially where we have traditional rivalries within 45 minutes of driving between Cokeville and Mountain View and Kemmerer. And, Big Piney has turned into a good rivalry. So it's an exciting week. I love that it's close, and I love that we, get to see these teams that these kids have been playing forever. I mean, you go back to third and fourth grade sometimes in these the series between these teams, and it's just a good thing to keep going, and it keeps our communities together, and we don't have to get another hotel and drive 7 hours.
Correct. And with Big Piney, this is the first of a 2-game series between us, as we'll go to Big Piney at the beginning of February. And so, Coach, we have Kemmerer, Big Piney, and then it sounds like the Star Valley game is a little bit up in the air in terms of what that will look like. Is that correct?
Yes, we've reached out to the administrators of the tournament, and we're trying to get that game switched. We'll see if we can or not, but we would love to play Farson as well. We just want varsity opponents. Nothing against Star Valley sophomores. In fact, I know that group. They're very good. But
Gotcha.
it just helps on max preps and RPI when you're playing varsity teams.
So either way, competitive game, as you just said. Star Valley's a good group, and I believe Farson beat Manila at Bridger Valley tournament, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So well, good luck, Coach. It'll be a fun weekend just down the road in Kemmerer, and we'll be there to broadcast it, and we'll see you there.
When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
And welcome back into our broadcast booth. Bradley had to step away for a minute, but we're going to real quick go into the keys to this game. And as far as I think, the keys to this game is just like last game, Rich needs to really do the inside-out game. That's really when they get clicking. Rebounding, because looking at this Farson team, they're pretty big. And perimeter defense, because if I know Farson, they're going to be able to shoot from the outside. So that's my keys to the game. We're just here at the buzzer for the start of this game. So I am going to turn it right back over to the voice of the Rebels, Bradley Holmes, for the play-by-play.
And we will just get our scoreboard cleared. And Colin, I know we've talked about the fatigue after 3 games, but I think I'm the most tired guy in the gym. I don't know about these young whippersnappers, but ball is tipped and into the possession of Farson. There's already a battle underneath, which Daniel Smith wins, and the Rebels get it to go in the other direction. Scott passes to Weston in the corner. Weston turns the corner very well and able to finish out the basket.
Great job by Drake attacking the basket and finishing with that left hand there.
Here on the other end, Farson gets it up top. They try for 3, and that is a nice shot. And able to drop and take the lead by 1.
While you was coming over, Bradley, I went over what my keys to the game are, and that's going to be the inside out like we've talked about all day, perimeter defense and rebounding.
And there it is right there. Good ball movement by the Rebels. Drake tries to get inside. That bounces off the outside. And I'm going to try to get a Farson roster pulled up again. Colin, if you want to take over for just a quick second.
I can do that. Farson to the right side, drives down, almost steps out of bounds, guarded by Carter Hoffman there. Drake unable to stop that play, and Farson scores 2. That was number 0 for Farson.
That is Jeff Goodwin. And Weston for 3. That just rattles out. And let me update our score after that Farson score. So number 10 with the ball, that's Coyle Johnson. Johnson drives to his right.
I think that's going to be Daniel called for the push. Looking at the official there, he's saying he's displacing him with his knee. Farson inbounds.
Neese gets it underneath. He goes in, and that is a good player right there. He's big, able to clear out space.
Carter's got his work cut out there.
Yep. Ridge with a great drive, but not able to finish. I think they'll call it down anyway. Oh, they're going to give him 2 foul shots. Ridge will go to the line, shooting 2. Rebels down early, 7-2 here in the first quarter. Yeah, already I could tell this is a similar team to Big Piney. It's going to take all the Rebels have to make sure that this one doesn't stay close at the very end especially. But so far, Farson coming out firing.
Yeah, they're long, lengthy, and as we can see from one of them first shots, they can shoot too.
So both foul shots good by Ridge. Rebels down 3, 7-4 here. Neese gets the ball underneath. He finds a cutter. That is Goodwin. Goodwin gets the rebound again and fouled. And that's just a frustration foul on Lundgren. And Goodwin will go to the line, shooting 1 to try to get the 3-point play here. And Coach Corney's going to take a timeout and regroup here. 5:52 to go here in the first period. Rebels down 5, 9-4. We'll be back after this.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
We are back here, and it was at a commercial break, but Coach Corney let his boys know that he was not impressed with the start so far here.
Not impressed with the effort the Rebels have put out to start this one.
Goodwin shot just off the mark, but rebounded initially by Smith, but Lundgren able to get the rebound. He passes it up to Smith and out of the hands. We're just out of funk right now, Colin. Need to just settle down and get back to what we do best.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think that's what Coach Corney is doing with this press. He's trying to turn on, and great center field play there by Daniel.
Drake gets the ball, not able to finish. Things just not going the Rebels' way so far. That's rebounded by Macy. They get it ahead to Macy once again. Macy hits Goodwin. Goodwin looked to Smith, but closed out well by the Rebels. But given just shortly to Macy. Macy misses the close one, and the Rebels get it back down the floor quickly. Drake looks ahead. He gets it to Carter. Hoffman up top. Hoffman drives and dishes back out to Scott. Scott for three, and there we go.
And Scott continues where he left off last game against Big Piney.
Well, we currently need it big time, and he pulls this game within two, and Carter Scott again gets the steal and a pass ahead to Drake, but a kick in the meantime, so that will be called dead, and the Rebels will get the ball under their own basket.
If there was a shot clock, it would reset to 20 seconds right there.
Lundgren inbounds the ball, gets to Scott, then to Weston. Weston with the short jumper off the front iron. Goodwin with the rebound. Still up. Farson still up two. They get it up the floor to Neese. Neese has it right across half court, and he gets it in to Macy. Macy with the short call, and then Goodwin stays behind, and he's going to foul Lundgren on the rebound. And so that will be his, I believe, first here in the game.
His first, team second of the quarter. The Rebels are down two, look to either tie or take the lead here.
Lundgren gets it across half court, looking ahead. He dribbles to his right. Step back three, and that is off to the left. Good tip there by Daniel, but just out of bounds. So Farson will get the ball back.
And that's great work by Smith underneath. He's trying to do what he can, and we need to go back, and Ridge needs to move the ball around and not just take that shot and settle with it.
Shear gets it ahead to Macy. Macy then passes it to Neese, and they're going to call an offensive foul. What do you think they're calling? What did you see?
I think it's the right
call. No control?
Daniel was there. He can be moving backwards, which he was. There was a lot of contact there. I think it's the right call. Was it the right official to make the call? Probably not, because he was back across half court, but they got the call right, and that's what matters.
Weston hands to Smith, who gives to Hoffman. Hoffman has a lane, and he is fouled hard, and one. Carter got it right to the face. What a finish, because he took it hard, and that's going to take him a minute to get up. Luckily, that happened to one of the toughest kids we have. He's able to jump back up from that as he ties the game.
He took that one right on the bridge of the nose, that's for sure.
And that really is what Carter does best. He can finish with contact. He kind of lives for it, and he's able to finish well there. So tied at 9 now with 3:56 to go here. Carter able to finish.
Maybe Carter can stay out of foul trouble and get going in this game a little bit.
So Farson's going to take the timeout. And Carter's bravery on that one may be the lift that the Rebels need, like you're saying. So we're going to go to a break. We'll be back after this. Thanks for listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Randolph Medical Clinic is known for comfortably treating acute and chronic conditions as well as mental health. Nurse practitioner Nancy Weston is known for providing compassionate care. Appointments can be made by texting 435-200-5416. Randolph Medical Clinic.
We were just watching the replay of that foul on Carter, and man, his head did get cocked back there. So glad he's all right. Can't believe he finished that with an and one.
Yeah, he definitely took a shot right on the bridge of the nose.
He will not have a stuffy nose for a long time. That cleared the sinuses for him. So the Rebels are back in.
Yeah, but can he see from his eyes watering?
Yes. Rebels back into a full court press, being very physical with it. Farson able to get it across half court. Great play there from Scott to Lundgren to Weston. And the Rebels have a very physical defense against them, but they are answering the call here with this full court press. They get it up the floor, and that's going to be a foul on Scott. That was number 21, Eli Shear, going to the basket. He'll go to the line shooting two.
And that's too bad there that Carter bailed him out with that foul, because Daniel was there to take another charge.
And so that's the second on. Oh, so they called that on Daniel. So I thought that would have been on Carter Scott, but
I totally agree with you. I thought that was on Scott, and Daniel was there for the contact.
So both those foul shots go in. So the Rebels now up 12-11. Scott gets it back to Weston. Weston to Lundgren. And I'm pretty sure we have another wrong score up there, Colin. Shouldn't be 13-10. I've got 12-11 in favor of the Rebels. Shear drives to the basket again, this time rebounded by Lundgren. Lundgren gets ahead. He gets to the wing to Weston. Weston dribbles to his left, puts it up, and not able to finish. And that is rebounded by Shear.
There's a lot of similar things between this Big Piney and the Farson team, but the one big difference is Farson's a lot more physical.
And bigger. I think they're a little bit bigger. So they get the ball into the inside. Macy working his way in. Good defense by the Rebels, and they get it down across the court. Very physical game, Colin. And yep, that's going to be a charge on Lundgren.
And that's the right call. Ridge, as he was driving in, if he just goes up and tries to finish through the contact, he's fine. Instead, he ducks his shoulder and runs over the Farson player.
And that's his second. We don't want Ridge to get another one this quarter.
Fourth team foul of the quarter, too.
Man, everyone is just flying as fast as they can into the key right now.
And Ridge is going to go shoot, too. That's going to put the Rebels into the bonus.
So as you say, Rob, and smart move by Coach Cornea, as we've got Fonsbeck looking to check in for Ridge after these foul shots.
Yeah, we don't want Ridge to pick up a third with 2 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, so hopefully he makes these two so we can get him out of there for a few minutes. Ridge's first is up and good.
Hey, you were right on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
they fixed it.
Station on main scoreboard.
2 times today, Bradley. Way to go.
Yeah, I did some pondering last night about I need to do better with the scoreboard. Ridge's second is up and good. So the Rebels now a 3-point lead after the 2 free throws made by Ridge.
Fonsbeck checks in for Ridge.
And Colin, I do love physical play in basketball, but it does come to a point you can't play with a chip on your shoulder, or else it gets really hard to stay competitive when you're just seeing red the whole time. And the Rebels hopefully getting to that stage where they get some control back as Hoffman dribbles to his left over to Scott. Scott gets it to Smith. Smith with a drive. He kicks it out to Weston. Weston for 3, and that is good.
Inside-out movement. Love it.
So good 5-point swing for the Rebels.
I watched you play, Bradley. I can't believe you would say that you like physical basketball.
Yeah. And you can have one guy that has a chip on his shoulder, and that's only his job, and that's all I was good for. So Farson does get it underneath and puts it back up, 17-13. Rebels ahead. Hoffman drives and dishes to Scott. That's right where you want it, and that is good.
Love it. Inside-out basketball. Carter's going to be called with the block. That's going to send 21 for Farson to the line for 2 because we are in the bonus.
So that is Eli Shear going to go to the line shooting 2. So the first of 2. Rebels up 20-13, 1:17 to go here. Slow first quarter with all these fouls for sure.
It's taking a minute.
So Rebels up 6 with 1:17 to go here. But we're going to run into foul trouble, Colin. That's also Carter Scott's second foul. And
it's amazing that 8 minutes of game time can take 15 minutes of real time or more.
Wives around the world love it when their husbands are watching sports and they say there's only 2 minutes left and it ends up being 23 minutes. Weston with the ball. He keeps on the Rebel side of the court. Hoffman on the left wing, back to Weston. Under a minute to go here. Holmes is now checked into the game. He's on the right wing. Passes it back to Weston. Weston looks to drive. He is fouled and almost goes in.
Almost got that one to go, and that's just a great drive by Drake. Just a great drive.
Drake will go to the line, shooting 2. Let's see who they give that foul to. That's to number 10. Cole Johnson, and that's his second. I'm sure there's a few Pronghorns with 2 fouls so far. And what's interesting, Colin, we have not seen Neese back into the game since that hard foul on Carter. I can't remember if that put him in the foul trouble.
Second.
That was his second. Okay, so that's why.
Yes, that was his second because he picked up the offensive possession before.
Yep, back to back.
Great free throw shooting there by Drake.
So both go down. 48 seconds to go here. Wow, great defense there on the Rebels with the full court press, forcing number 21 Eli Shear to step out of bounds. That was really close to something happening, and we'll take the out of bounds there. Weston gets it across the timeline with 39 seconds to go. Passes to Fonsbeck underneath to Smith, and that is knocked away by Farson, but still Rebel possession under the hoop.
36.2 remaining in the first quarter, and this has definitely been a physical basketball game.
Weston to inbound. He just passes it up to Hoffman as the relief valve. 33 seconds to go here. Hoffman back to Weston. Yeah, very physical game. I'm quite enjoying myself, Colin, watching this. Weston dribbles to his right. Yep, and that's 5.
We talked about that before, and I don't think they realize that without the shot clock, 5 seconds does count while you're dribbling.
Yep. 18 seconds to go here. Rebels up 7. Hoffman gets the knockaway there. Macy tried to get the possession there. 5 seconds to go here. Hoffman with the ball. He's going to go and try to get a floater, and that's just off the mark. So this one is going to get a bit chippy. I'm making my prediction right now. And the Rebels up 7 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back after this. You're watching online at mylocalradio.com, listening in at 98.3 KEDQ FM.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back. We have an intense one here just after 1 quarter of play. Rebels up 7, but you're having to earn points in this one.
I bet there was close to 20 fouls called in that first quarter, Bradley.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Weston gets the ball. He's going to drive to the basket. Rebel faithful not happy. They thought there was contact there, but they're going to let that one go. Johnson gets it ahead to Macy. Macy drives to the hoop. Rebounded by Lundgren. Weston gets the rebound there. And once again, Colin, very physical underneath. Weston gets it ahead to Lundgren. Lundgren to Smith. Smith almost gets the rebound, or the three-pointer there. Neese back into the game. Handful of players on both sides with 2 fouls to keep an eye on. Johnson gets it ahead. Macy goes up for 2. That is no good. Everyone fighting for the rebound. Wow, 3-second call. Wyoming, they watched that pretty closely compared to Utah, or is that just a stigma that's not true?
It's a stigma that's not true. The only reason I think he called it there is because Green was gaining an advantage by camping in the
there,
key.
Yeah.
That's what we've been taught, is it's kind of an advantage-disadvantage thing.
Scott gets it up top to Hoffman. Hoffman dribbling to his left. He hands to Smith. Smith with a good drive to the hole, and he gets fouled, and that's on Neese.
That's
great job for Daniel.
And if it would have went the other way, that would have been the third on Daniel. So.
Yep.
And that's a smart move on Daniel to attack Neese. It really is.
Well, what I liked there, Colin, is Daniel, he's not afraid of physical play. I mean, this is obviously a physical game and a very aggressive team, and he did not waver from driving in there on him. His first is off the mark. He's got another one coming here. So what do you think of them not pulling Neese out right here?
It's a bold move, but maybe he's composed enough that he can not pick up a fourth.
And they're going to get Weston with the travel there when he's kicking it out to Hoffman. It's an interesting move keeping Neese in just by the nature of how he plays. I think it might be tough for him to not get in there and try to get things going physically.
You know, and like you said, the end of the first, I think the officials just thinking they're going to tighten up a little bit. So
yeah. Johnson has on the right wing, looking to get into Neese, and that is kicked away by Weston. So Johnson will look to inbound.
And Hoffman is battling with Neese underneath.
Oh yeah,
time.
that's who you want to have on him. Hoffman's not going to back down at all. So Neese does get it. Good defense there by Carter, but Drake leaves his feet. That's going to get called every time, and an and one coming for Neese. So that is Drake's, just his first.
First team foul of the quarter.
So you'd rather it be Drake than Carter in that situation.
Yeah, and Neese goes for the old-fashioned three-point play. And now they're going to sit Nice, so maybe it was just for that one offensive possession.
Well, it paid off getting that 3 points. So 22-18, favor of the Rebels.
Fonsbeck checks in for Daniel Smith.
6:18 to go here in the first half. Lundgren gets it across the timeline. Dribbles to his left. Kicks it over to Hoffman on the left wing. Hoffman drives all the way. Fonsbeck able to get a rebound off the miss, and that'll go out of bounds back into possession of Farson.
That's exactly what the coach for Farson's going to do with Nice, his offense, defense. He wants him down here to score.
They need to check the station on main scoreboard. So they're going to have to double check.
I think, honestly, what he's checking is, well, maybe I'm wrong. Well, Rich did get accused of cheating against Big Piney.
For the
Farson
1 point.
might as well accuse us too.
Word's gotten around the gym that we fudged the numbers. Farson does get it across half court. Shear with the ball. Shear tries to get it into Macy, and that is knocked away by Hoffman. Into the hands of Lundgren, up ahead to Weston. Weston drives to the hole and kicks it out to Scott, and Scott, ball goes out of bounds.
Weston's called for a travel.
For the travel. Frustrations going on out there. Rebels need to keep their head. Nearly stolen by Lundgren. Alley-oop attempt to Macy, and rebounded there by Shear. Shear pulls up for three, and that is good. Now the refs have a timeout here.
So we've got a delay warning on Green for hitting the ball after it went through the net.
So that
the next, any type of delay of game will be a technical on Farson.
So 1 point game here. This is turning into a good one as Lundgren brings it across half court. Dribbles to his left, gets it to Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck for three, and that is off the mark. Rebounded by Hoffman. Hoffman hands back to Weston. Weston to Scott. Scott pump fakes and drives Weston. This would be a big three. That just rattles off into the hands of Nice. Rob, I think the Rebels need to go back at Nice if they get the ball back and he's still out there on defense.
You do. You have to attack him just like Daniel did. And it is getting really physical underneath.
Nice for the jumper. That is off. Partially tipped, I believe. Lundgren gets it ahead to Weston. Weston to Scott. Scott with the nice fake and drive. And Shear with the rebound. Still
right
a 1 point game.
Just can't get anything to fall on that end of the court.
Johnson dribbles to his left. Gets it over to Shear. Johnson dribbles to his left. Gets it up to Goodwin. Goodwin to Macy. Shear back to Macy and then to Johnson up top. Macy with the long jumper, and that's into the hands of Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck has a lane. Nearly stolen, but Hoffman's able to get there. Back to Fonsbeck. And Fonsbeck able to finish. That's a good job by Fonsbeck. He was pressured on that first possession. He gets it back and able to finish this time. 3:43 to go here. Things getting very chippy out there. And Scott, that'll be big. We needed that. 27-21. That could not have come at a better time, Colin.
And it is. It's getting way chippy out there.
Johnson gets it ahead, gets it up to Macy, and Macy able to finish. Fonsbeck, that's all he could do.
Yeah, and that's a good finish by Macy. He finishes over an outstretched Fonsbeck hands. And that's what you want Fonsbeck to do. We don't want to have any more fouls.
Or send him to the line after an and one. Lundgren with the ball. He's got Nice on him. Interesting matchup here. He gets past Nice. And they're going to give him an offensive foul. Is that his third? I think it is.
That is his third, and I'm just going to say I don't agree with that one.
So Daniel Smith into the game for Lundgren. We'll see him back in the second half. A 4-point game here. Macy gets it ahead to Goodwin. Goodwin, and they're going to give an offense foul on the other end. Dylan Fonsbeck does exactly what he's supposed to do. Takes the charge there, going the other way.
Consistency.
Yep,
that's
exactly
all you can ask for.
And that is Goodwin's second team foul. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Rebels up 4.
And like you said, I think give the ball to Fonsbeck underneath. Let him go at Nice.
Scott with the ball. He drives, gives to Fonsbeck. Carter with the drive and finish.
Good move by Carter Hoffman right down the middle.
Well, I'm proud of Carter because he was right against Nice, and last time was a painful experience, but Carter doesn't care. He just gets there. Nice driving to the hole. Good defense there by Carter. Good rebound by Daniel Smith, and he comes away with it. Rebels up 6 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Because of how chippy it is, it's one of those games where you're just kind of on edge the whole time on what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Nice drive by Drake.
And they're going to say that was tipped out of bounds by Farson.
You know, I don't think you could tell Drake he's under 5'8".
No.
He wouldn't believe you, not the way he plays.
Nope. Another offensive foul, this time on Fonsbeck, I believe, on the screen.
I'm calling it a legal screen.
I'll say Farson has about 13 assistant coaches over there on the visitor's sideline. Macy gets it up ahead to Nice, and that's just off his fingertips with a minute 39 to go here, 29-23. Weston will bring the ball up. He gets it across half court, minute and a half to go in the half. Passes it to Scott. Another Scott three would be nice here. Gets it to Weston in the corner. Weston pump fakes. Gets it back out to Hoffman. Hoffman to Scott. Scott to Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck for three. That's going to be off. Rebounded by Farson. That's number 3, Mason Bear. Nice has it on the perimeter. He's going to drive in, and he's met by 2 Rebels there. Goodwin pump fakes and drives. Almost is able to finish. Rebels trying to get a rebound here, and that's going to go off Farson and the other way.
And that's just great hustle there by Daniel and Fonsbeck underneath.
Teaming up on that
ball and getting it out and giving Carter Hoffman a chance at it anyway.
Rebels up 6 with 58 seconds to go in the first half. Feels like we've played a full game already.
I bet the kids feel that way
Absolutely.
too. It's been pretty rough.
Weston gets it over to Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck looks to feed Hoffman. Hoffman then double teamed underneath. He gets out of it. Kicks it out to Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck for 3 again. Off the back iron. I don't think that's the shot we want based off of Coach Cornea's reaction. Nice gets it across half court. 33 seconds to go. Farson looking to play for the final basket here. Bear with the ball up top. Macy has it on the left. Goodwin now has it up top. Farson's coach yelling to play for the last shot. 15 seconds to go here. Goodwin has it, guarded by Smith.
Look for a screen coming against Carter Hoffman to set Nice up.
Yep. Shear has it on the right wing. 5 seconds to go. Macy has it, feeds it to Shear. Excuse me, that's to Nice. Nice is going to go to the line, shooting 2 with 0.5 to go here. So just what you said, they wanted to set up Nice for the final shot.
Carter had perfect position. He was great. He took contact, and right at the last second, he threw his right hand down and across Nice's arms, and that's what caused the foul there.
Well, and the good news, that is just Carter's first foul of the game. So he'll have plenty to give in the second half.
4th team foul, so we're...
And Nisa is a very good foul shooter so far. Nisa's second foul shot is up and good. So the half will end with the Rebels up 29-25. Very electric first half, and we got 10 minutes on the board until halftime ends and the second half begins. So thank you for tuning in. This is Rich Rebel Basketball online at mylocalradio.com, listening in at 98.3 K80Q FM.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Talked basketball, we've talked school. So let's just quickly wrap things up. Where's Carter Scott going to be in the next few years after high school? What's on the horizon for you?
I've been thinking about going on a mission after high school, and then probably if I don't go on that or after that, I'll probably go to like a 4-year college or something.
And do you have any ideas yet what you'd like to study or what kind of career path you'd like to take?
I think that's interested me, and like my life is kind of like sports science, kind of like what my brother's doing right now.
So yeah, your brother's doing some pre-med stuff, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And I'm going to take a chance to ask you, because not a lot of people know, and I think a lot of people have wondered, what does your dad do for a living? Because I know it involves airplanes and different things, and you've been able to go with him on those trips to do that. Talk a little bit about what your dad does.
So I'm going to be completely honest. I know a little bit, but I don't not know a lot. But
I grew up the same way, not knowing exactly what my dad did. So just do your best of the summary of it.
Okay, so my dad, I hear he does like logistics for a dude who owns like a private Air Force thing.
Like a fleet of planes, right?
He goes all over like the world and tries to buy like parts or like planes and stuff for this guy. And yeah, that's about all I know.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, if you're listening in, we all know what you do now. That was the summary right there. So, Carter, as we're wrapping up here, I always ask, during our standout student segment about, is there a teacher you'd like to give a shout out? And it could be junior high or high school during your time in the Rich School District, a teacher that's had a positive impact on your life.
I would have to say Shelly Staple. Ever since I got to high school, she's been very nice to me. And when I need help, I know I can always go to her. And that's why I give a shout out to her.
That's a great shout out. And one last question, Carter, because I know you love the sport of basketball and you've been fun to watch. I mean, your breakout game, who was that against? I know it was at the Mountain View tournament. Was it Mountain View? Was that your breakout game, you'd say?
I think it was Mountain View, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. So tell me what it is about basketball that makes you love it so much, because obviously I can tell that you're not out there just for the social aspect of it. You're there to play and to win. What is it that you love about the game?
I think the thing I like about it, it's kind of in between like that individual sport and team sport. It's a huge team sport, but if you do like your individual work, then do really well on the court and stuff. But I think that's what I like about it.
That's a great point. Like basketball, you hit it spot on. Like obviously when it comes down to it, it's a team sport and you're winning with your buddies. But like football's kind of hard to work on your own, right? Like you usually need someone to throw to or to have someone throw to you, whatever. But basketball, as you did this fall, can do so much development on your own. And obviously you've been doing that. So good luck the rest of the year, Carter. Thanks for taking time out of your day to chat with me, and good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks, Bradley.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up
for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
Welcome back. We're here with the halftime show. Station on main scoreboard shows the Rebels 29, Farson 25, and definitely ending with some fireworks here at the Fossil Classic. Very physical, chippy game, and I doubt the second half is going to be any different, if not more. So stay tuned for an exciting second half. Just to go through our stat line real quick for the Rebels, Drake Weston with 9, Ridge Lundgren 4, Carter Hoffman 5, Carter Scott 9, all from the 3 line, and Dylan Fonsbeck with 2. And for the Pronghorns, Goodwin with 4, Neese with 2, 4, 6, 7, 10 points, Shear with 7, and Macy with 4. So balanced scoring attack on both sides, and once again, very physical, and I would not want to ref one of these games. Playing it's got to be fun, but reffing is going to be a tough one, as there's going to be a lot of fouls that could be called, could not be called, and we'll see how that plays into a game. Colin, I like having you on here for the reffing perspective. How do you handle a game like this where you've got two sides, very, very physical teams? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure Farson has a good 6-man football team, I think is what they play. 8-man, 9-man, whatever it is.
I don't know if they play. I think they play 6.
And I think they've got a good one. So you've obviously got physical football players on both sides that aren't afraid of the physicality. And not to say only football players are. We talked about Carter Scott, Ridge Lundgren have no problem being physical either. But how do you ref a game like this when there's going to be a foul almost every single possession?
It's tough, and that goes back to what I was talking about with the 3-second stuff. And I was just actually talking to the officials of this game, and you've got to look for advantage, disadvantage. So if the contact causes a disadvantage to either player, that's when you've got to come in and get it. But on the other hand, too, you've got to tighten up a little bit because it is getting chippy, and you don't want cheap shots.
You don't want a big foul to happen.
So maybe if I was officiating this game, I would come out and call some real quick fouls, especially up on top on the guards.
Some warning shots.
And say, look, we're either going to tighten up and you guys are going to play ball or sit the bench with fouls or clean up so we can have a basketball game.
Yeah, and so that's an interesting point. We'll see what happens in the first few minutes coming into the second half. We'll be back where we will have the start of the second half. 2:42 to go here. We'll see what second half adjustments were made on either side, as it is a close one. 4-point game with the Rebels up 29-25. Real quick, we'll go over the foul count. Is that
17 fouls called in that first half?
Is that what it was?
Yes.
So let's go over that, as that's going to play a role here. For the Rebels, foul-wise, we've got Daniel Smith with 1, Drake Weston with 1, Ridge with 3. That one, keep an eye on that one. Carter Hoffman with 1, which I'm glad because he's going to be playing against the physical guys underneath, so he's got 4 more to give. Carter Scott with 2, Dylan Fonsbeck with 1. Obviously, the Lundgren one, you don't want him to have 3. Otherwise, we're doing okay going into the second half.
And in this game last year at this tournament, when Talon was playing, Coach Cornea put him on.
That's right.
And Talon actually fouled out in a minute and a half.
That's right. That's right. He brought that. We talked about that the other day. One of his claims to fame. That's right. That happened at this tournament. So on the other end, a good one. He's got 2. Bear with 1. Johnson with 2. And Neese with 3, which is obviously the big one. So on both ends, when will Lundgren get his 4th foul? When will Neese get his 4th foul? That could dictate the direction the game goes. Now, I will say, obviously, I don't know this Farson team as well as our own, but I will say, even if Lundgren gets into foul trouble early, luckily we have a lot of weapons to help spread the wealth around. But even when Ridge isn't the high point man, having him out there brings such confidence to the team and chemistry.
And like you said, I don't know this Farson team as well as I do Rich either. And what I know of Rich, I called the Wendover game, and I've called a couple other games with you, but I think our bench is going to be deeper.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
if the starters all get in foul trouble, I think it bodes well for Rich because we have the deeper bench.
Well, and exactly, I look at it. If we need to put Jet Holmes in or Carter Grohl in to do what Talon did last year,
or even Paxton Nicolademus,
yeah, exactly,
because he can handle the ball and he can take the pressure up top. So,
yep. So you're spot on there. It may come down to who's got the deeper bench, and I don't know what the JV score was if we had a JV with Farson today.
I don't think
I'm not
we
sure.
did.
But anyway, we are just seconds away, so we'll stay right here. We'll segue into this third quarter, and we will see what it will bring us. Rebels up 4 going into the third period.
And like I say, I would expect to see some quick fouls right off the bat here just so
set the tone.
The officials can set the tone of this game and say, look, guys, either calm down and play basketball or we're going to be spending a lot of time on the free throw line.
Once again, you'd love to have Riker Hoffman in this game. Just another deep threat into the
physical
game. Exactly.
Riker's not afraid to get
I'm
physical
sure he's
either.
Salivating down there on the bench, poor kid. So Farson will start with the ball. Macy gets it to Goodwin into Nice. Nice is going to travel there. And so the Rebels will get the ball right back. That's big. The Rebels able to get possession back, and we'll have it on the next jump ball.
And get into Nice's head a little bit because he thought he got fouled there, and honestly, I didn't see anything there.
I think he just lost his footing. Rebels get it across half court. Hoffman has it on the left wing. Weston hands to Lundgren. Farson in a 2-3 zone. Lundgren kicks it back out. Hoffman now has it on the left wing. Now with them running a zone, I kind of like that with our shooting power. Rotate it just enough to give one of our guys an open look, and there's one right there with Hoffman, and that just rims out. Macy with the rebound. He gets it over to Johnson. Johnson's going to bring it across. Johnson to Goodwin. Goodwin gets it inside to Macy, and there is Nice with the finish.
And that right there is a smart play by Carter Hoffman. He was beat, he knew it, and he just pulled back and didn't foul Nice.
No. Yep, they're going to get him for the travel there. So 2-point game here early on in the third quarter. Rebels in a full court press. Goodwin trying to get it across. He does to Macy. Macy had an open man, didn't see him. They get it across to Johnson. Shear now has it on the left wing. Gets it to Goodwin. Goodwin trying to get to Nice, but Smith is there. Nice has it in the corner. Nice skip passes it over to Goodwin, and Goodwin able to finish to lock this one up at 29.
We talk about Farson moving back into a zone. We still need to find someone in the middle.
Lundgren with a nice drive, but not able to get that jumper. We need some more out of him this half point-wise. We are locked in at 29 with 6:15 to go in the third. Good ball movement there by Farson. And they just took the lead, 31-29. They're just getting it to the middle and then turning and getting it to Nice at the block.
And that's what I was saying here. We need to find somebody in the middle and get our inside-out game going just like it was there in the first half.
Lundgren passes it over to Weston on the left wing. He gets it inside to Smith. Smith goes open. We are starting to force things, which you don't want to do. Johnson with the rebound, and he's going to bring it up now. Weston defending. Shear has it up top, back to Johnson. He works it in to Mace. Macy misses the basket, and that's rebounded by Lundgren. Lundgren going to the other end. Don't want to get a charge here. Scott for three, and that is good. That looked good, didn't it? As soon as it left his hand, we had the perfect angle.
Yes, it did, and Ridge penetrates, dishes back out.
Good defense there between Hoffman and Weston. Don't reach there, and there's a timeout on Farson, for Farson. So Carter Scott gets his 4th three of the game. So 11 threes in the last 2 games. Not a bad line to have. So we'll go to break here. Just a quick one, 30-second timeout. Thank you for tuning in. Back after this.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
Thank you to Gary McKee for sponsoring the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam at the first time out of every third quarter. Looking for a place in Bear Lake, reach out to Gary McKee and his team at Bear Lake Realty.
And Gary has been a great sponsor of the Rebels for a long time. So
we talked about how the original streaming came from My Sports Guys and segued into, thankfully, my local radio picking things up for Rich High Sports. Goodwin goes for the shot. He misses, but Neese there to rebound. He is just a force underneath, and he will give the Pronghorns the lead now, 33-32. Lundgren gets it on the corner, and he's going to drive to the hoop. Clean block there by Macy, and Lundgren's going to get the foul there going for the rebound. There's that fourth foul.
And that's just not a smart basketball play.
Just a little bit too much aggression there, so Carter Grohl's going to come in for Lundgren. So the Rebels are going to have to learn how to win this game without Lundgren for a bit, because we probably won't see him till the fourth.
And we have enough weapons. They don't need to panic, that's for sure.
Johnson gets the ball. Good tip by Carter Scott. We have a 4-on-2 situation here. Hoffman for three, and that is good. Carter Hoffman comes in clutch to give the Rebels a 2-point lead here. The Rebels fall back in after that press is broken. Johnson gets it up top to Macy. Macy back. He's got it up top. So Johnson does not like to shoot, their point guard. He's been left open a couple times. He gets it over to Goodwin. They're trying to just work it into Neese somehow. Great job there by Carter Hoffman. Just a good scrappy play. He's battling for his life down there, doing a great job.
He is, and he only has one foul, so that bodes well for the Rebels in this game.
Shear with the ball. He goes to his right, passes to Johnson. Johnson to Neese. Neese gets it into Macy, and that is missed. Tipped by Smith into the hands of Scott. Another score here would be great, Colin. Carter Grohl gets it up to Scott. Scott for three. No, that would have been nice to have. Carter Grohl gets it away from Neese, and that's what he's in there for, and then he gets fouled by Macy.
Carter Grohl comes off the bench for Ridge Lundgren and creates a spark for the Rebels here.
And we talked about that, right? That you had Carter Grohl there to come in and be the enforcer, and that's exactly what he does there.
And that's Macy's team first of the quarter. So the Rebels are going to have the ball underneath the basket. 3:30 left in this third with a slim 2-point margin for the Rebels.
There's those conversations you were referencing at the beginning, Colin. Rebels with the ball up 2, 3:31 to go here in the third. Weston to Grohl, trying to get to Scott in the corner. Back to Daniel, good play there. Back to Grohl, we got plenty of time here, no shot clock. Rebels just need to be patient on what they want here. Great finish there by Weston.
Tough move by Drake, great finish at the rim like you said.
37-33 with under just around 3 minutes to go. They get it into a wide open Macy, and Neese is just tough down there on the boards, and once he gets it, he's going to go until he finishes the basket.
They're going to call that one on Daniel Smith.
So that will be his third, right?
Second team foul of the quarter. I think it is his third. They haven't updated on the scoreboard. Yep, it is his third.
Which if he can survive the rest of the quarter without fouling, we're okay. First foul shot is up and good.
You know, and I think the best part about Neese's game that I like, because he is so physical and he will go battle down under there, is he's good from the free throw line.
He's going to score a lot of points this year in their league. So rebounded there by Shear. They get it back to Neese, and they're going to get Grohl with the foul, which I'm okay with the foul on the ground. Just don't send him to the line like you were saying.
Third team foul in the quarter, though, so it's not far off from the bonus. And Neese is a big body to move,
and they're definitely going to go try to get at him on this inbound here. They get it to Mays. Macy, he gets the jumper there to pull the Pronghorns within 1. Weston gets it down quickly. Back to Hoffman up top. Hoffman to Scott. Scott for 3. That is up and just off the mark, but Scott able to get the rebound. He'll shoot for 3 again. I like both those shots, just both of them just a little bit short. 2:26 to go here in the third quarter. Johnson has it on the right wing. He gets it across to Macy's wide open underneath and able to drive.
He's able to get around Daniel there.
They're going to get a block here. So is that the...
No, that's the faking being fouled
Right.
warning is exactly what that is. So that's going to be white ball.
So Dylan Fonsbeck subbing in here. Carter Grohl, a great outing with the minutes he just had. So the Rebels down 1, 38-37. So I do need to switch my score there, excuse me.
Number 3 checking in for the Pronghorns.
Farson up 38-37. Weston to inbound. He gets it into Hoffman. Hoffman drives and passes to Smith. Smith back to Hoffman on the wing. Hoffman over to Weston. Weston back to Hoffman. Hoffman drives back to Weston. Weston for 3. That is short. You can see from our angle that's what was going to happen there. 1:50 to go. Farson now up 1 and with the ball. Johnson just gets it across. Shear has the ball, gets to Johnson. Back over to Macy, gets the ball underneath. Good defense by Fonsbeck. Once again, Shear's just so tough down there. And this time goes out of bounds, Rebel basketball.
And that, like you said, that was just great defense by Fonsbeck, throwing his arms straight up, walling up, and making him shoot over the top of him, and he wasn't able to convert there.
Weston comes across the timeline, gets it to Smith, back to Weston, to Scott. Scott for 3. Just rims out. Green with the foul, so they're going to call Farson with a foul underneath on the rebound. 21, so that's on Shear. So Weston to inbound. He is looking, gets it to Hoffman on the inbound. Hoffman on the right wing, passes to Weston. Weston back to Hoffman. Hoffman to Smith. Weston drives to his left, gets it to Scott. Scott back to Weston, then to Hoffman. Daniel gets it into Fonsbeck. Good ball movement there. Scott gets it back to Weston. 48 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Rebels just working around the perimeter. And Scott's going to be fouled. That's by number 3.
It's only the
Bear,
third team
Mason
foul.
Bear.
Second on 3. 37.9 as Coach Corney is calling for the last shot of the quarter.
35 seconds to go. Rebels down 1 right now against the Farson Pronghorns.
Well, they've got to remember again, a closely guarded count will start dribbling the ball.
Right. 18 seconds to go. Weston with the ball at the half-court line. He's going to drive on Johnson. He gets to the hole, and they're going to call a foul. Good drive there by Drake.
And he took a shot to the head like Carter did earlier in the game.
So he's going to go to the line shooting 2.
Coach Cornea comes out to ask Drake if he wants a sub, and Drake says, no, I'm shooting these. Leave me alone, Coach.
So 10 seconds to go here with the Rebels down 1. Weston to the line to shoot 2. So in the fourth quarter, how long do you wait to put in Ridge again?
I think you've got to wait because you want him at the end of the game.
So finish with him. Drake's first is up and good, tying this one up at 38.
I would wait 2-3 minutes if it was me, but it's not my team. It's Coach Cornea's call. So
Drake's second is up and good. Rebels now have a 1-point lead, 39-38. 8 seconds to go here. Johnson gets it across. Nice wants that last shot. Wow, that was a fast 3 seconds. They were watching for it on that one. So the Rebels will get the last shot. 2.8 seconds to go here. Scott gets the ball. He goes up and fires. Oh, just off the backboard. So the Rebels up 1 here at the end of the third.
Only 7 fouls called in that quarter, Bradley.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think both teams have calmed down a little bit. They want to win, they want to play. Really only one player in foul trouble. It looks like Ridge Lundgren is going back into the game here to start the fourth quarter. And so it looks like Daniel, Carter Scott, Ridge Lundgren, Fonsbeck, and Carter Hoffman. And Drake's going to take a rest and rub his head a little bit more, I guess. But we needed that drive to the basket to get those 2 foul shots.
And that was a great move by Drake. He didn't quite finish. It was close, but he was able to hit both free throws and put the Rebels back up by 1 going into this final quarter of this rough basket football game.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe Farson took offense that we've dropped down to 8-man and we won't schedule them and play 6-man. I mean, we've played.
I think we need to now. I mean, that would have been a great game this year from the looks of it.
We've played Mountain View in 11-man. We played Big Piney in 9-man. So
Coach Larson would be up for it. He's kind of up for whatever.
So maybe they're taking offense that we won't put them on our schedule.
That's right.
So the Rebels are going to have possession to start this final quarter.
I just looked at their football schedule. They lost in the playoffs to Burlington 92-16. That is 6-man for you, isn't it?
6-man put some points on the board.
Yeah. Lundgren back into the game. He hands to Scott. Scott hands to Hoffman. So Farson has moved to a man defense, going away from that zone defense they've been in. Hoffman has it. Pass it back to Smith. Smith drives. Good rebound by Daniel off the second effort. No need to foul here. That was a good effort on his part, but now it's time to play defense on the other end.
We didn't get the points, but I like him attacking there.
Yep. Nice survived that whole quarter without getting that 4th foul. And a good shot there by
Macy.
Yep. Back and forth, 1-point ball game. Smith passes it up to Scott. Scott to left. Ridge for 3. This would be big. Just off the mark. Daniel Smith with a big rebound. Scott for 3. Boom!
42-40. Scott puts the Rebels up. 6:53 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Wow, and a big turnover for Farson. If the Rebels, if we can get a 3-ball here and go up 5, that would help break up this.
You've got to give credit right there, though, to Daniel Smith for that work on that offensive board. And
all of it.
Extra pass from Ridge Lundgren to dish it back up to Carter Scott.
Rebels can be patient here, looking for their shot. Scott over to Hoffman. Hoffman back to Scott.
I think you got to give it to Daniel there.
And he's going to go in for the drive and fouled, and he'll go to the line shooting 2. Daniel's coming alive in the second half. That's right where we need him to be.
Great job for Daniel. He just takes a couple steps up the lane line, gets the ball from Carter Scott, turns and goes hard to the basket.
And I'm with you, Colin. I mean, play of the game so far was him keeping that possession alive so that Carter Scott could get that 3-pointer. So if Daniel can get this next one at least. Coach Corney's going to go to timeout. We'll go to a break as well. Thanks for tuning in to mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KDQ FM.
Listening to the music that you love brings you joy. MyLocalRadio.com brings you that music. Whether you like listening to country's biggest stars, classic pop hits, classic rock, and rock hits, or country's young guns and legendary southern rock. MyLocalRadio.com puts your favorite music at your fingertips. Download the app to your mobile device or log onto the website to bring more joy into your life with your favorite music. MyLocalRadio.com.
We are back here with 6:35 to go in the game with the Rebels up 2. Daniel has one more foul shot, right? That was called in between shots.
Yep, Daniel has one. Like we've talked about, Ridge Lundgren has 4 fouls. He's got to be careful there, but I like the fact that we've been getting the ball to Daniel and he's attacking the rim. Neese has 3. We'd like to see him pick up his 4th. Then he's probably not so aggressive on the offensive boards.
Yep, so getting this to a 3-point lead would be big, and they'll go down and hit a 3 now, but Farson hasn't been much of a threat from the 3 line. It's been the jump shots and Neese underneath. So going up 3 would be big right here.
Neese
Still
comes
almost
out of
make it
the
a 2-position game.
and stays on that Kemmerer
Yep.
Ranger logo. And I don't know if Ridge knows he's there or not. But.
Well, that's what he's been doing. He creeps down here, I'm sure, for a quick throw down to him. Daniel's shot is up and good. So Johnson will get the ball inbounded to him. Hoffman gets a good tip, but into the hands of Farson yet. Johnson with the ball in the right wing. He hands to Neese. Neese nearly thought about it. Maybe that was just for show. Johnson gets it back on the right wing. They get into Macy. Macy for the 2, and he just gets it in.
Not much else Fonsbeck can do there. That's just a good.
Scott for 3. Boom!
The Rebels go up by 2 possessions.
With his 40th 3 of the day. That's big. 4-point game now. Good. Fonsbeck, yes, he's able to tip that away and into Carter Scott's. This is a huge possession, Rob. If the Rebels can get a score here, whether it be a 2 or a 3, we'll take anything right now. Carter Scott with the ball at the top. He passes over to Lundgren. Lundgren one-on-one with Johnson. Scott for 3 again, and it almost goes. Good effort there on the rebound, but they're going to get him on the foul there. Drake Weston back into the game.
Carter's asking what he did, which he's entitled to, and I appreciate the official taking the time to tell him what he's seen and why he called what he did. I agreed with the call. But I like when players do that to me. They come up and ask, okay, what did I do there? That way they can get better.
And I want to make note of something else there. Normally you would have seen Fonsbeck coming out on that sub, but we've kept him in. I like that call just because of how physical and big you need people right now. But we lose track of a guy there. Wide open layup. Now it's a 2-point game once again. With 5 minutes to go, Rebels up 2. Smith gets it into Fonsbeck. Fonsbeck's going to go up, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
Neese didn't like that call, but
everyone else was okay with it, I noticed, including Farson's head coach.
Including Zero, who it was called on.
Yeah. Fonsbeck's first is up and good.
And I like the experience Fonsbeck's getting for this.
Absolutely.
You know,
that, like I said,
later on down in state, he could come in big for us. So.
Well, like I said, I like that he was kept in right here. You just hit it spot on. Fonsbeck's second is no good. Rebels up 3 with under 5 to go here at the Fossil Classic, and we're ending on a fun note here. Hopefully it's the funnest possible, but definitely an intense game. Shear has it on the left wing. He gets it into Macy. Macy turns and fires. And rebounded by Fonsbeck. There he is again, Colin. And hands it to Lundgren. Lundgren gets it across half court. Over to Daniel Smith. Daniel with the drive. Oh, and he almost finishes.
And as you can see, Neese didn't come at him because he knows he has 3.
Shear has it on the left wing. He hands to Johnson. Johnson dribbles to his right. Farson looking to set things up. Neese at the top of the key. Neese turns at the elbow. He's going to drive. Good defense by Daniel. That's all you can do, and good finish there by Neese.
Better finish by Neese. Great defense by Daniel.
3:49 to go in the game. Weston for 3. Rolls in.
Got the shooter's bounce there.
Rebels now up 4. Shear with the ball. He gets it back to Neese. Back to Shear. 3:31 to go here. 50-46 in favor of the Rebels. Neese gets it back at the elbow. He feeds Macy underneath. We'll take that in this situation. I don't know what that is for Fonsbeck. That might only be his second, maybe third.
It's only the second team foul.
I don't know how Macy is from the foul line. I've been keeping that stat.
Second on Fonsbeck.
So we'll see if it's a good foul on this next shot. But that foul shot looked pretty good.
As Macy pulls it back into a one-possession ball game.
Macy's second is up and also good. So not
Neese,
a guy we want to foul at the end.
Neese hasn't come out in this second half and has yet to pick up his 4th
Yeah,
foul.
you got to give it to him. He has definitely been determined. Scott for 3. Thought we had the roll in there. Oh, and it goes off the hands of Macy. So the Rebels will keep possession. We'll see how big of a roll that play goes. Coach Corney wants to talk about it. We'll be back after this. Thanks for listening in on 98.3 KDQ FM and mylocalradio.com.
Rich County, Utah is a place where your neighbors are also your friends. A community where traditions matter and every person is important. These community values translate into an excellent school system filled with caring individuals who are committed to each student and their success in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In partnership with the entire community, Rich School District empowers learners to attain excellence through citizenship, wellness, collaborative teamwork, and academic excellence.
We are back here in the fourth quarter with just over 3 minutes to go. 50-48 in favor of the Rebels, who do have possession after that turnover. Just slipped out of the hands of Farson. Lundgren, the inbounder. He just gets it into Smith. Back to Lundgren. Lundgren's going to post up and give it to Scott. Scott will dribble it out. So they did not get what they were looking for, but being patient here. Weston passed it over to Scott. No. So they get Daniel Smith on the offensive foul on Neese.
And it's the right call. He threw his shoulder into Neese as he's trying to set that screen. So
2:55 to go. Rebels still up 2. Full court press in full swing. Shear gets it across to Johnson, into the hands of Fonsbeck.
They're going to call Fonsbeck out of bounds. Oh, nope. Going to call Farson out of bounds, touching the ball.
So if you go for a jump ball, and even though it could be a jump, if one of you stand out of bounds, it's automatically out on you.
Correct.
Gotcha. So Dylan
if you're
Fonsbeck
out of
comes
bounds
up.
and touching the ball, it's out of bounds.
Great job by Fonsbeck coming out of the game there. He made the most of his minutes. And so we'll make note that the possession arrow is towards Farson for any future jump balls. 2.5 minutes to go. Rebels up 2. Weston with the ball. Gets it up to Lundgren. Lundgren over to Scott, up to Weston. Weston for three. Boom!
Extra pass. Great ball movement by the Rebels.
And that came at a great time.
As Drake strips the ball, Carter picks it up. Drake's going to come, try to go, and he's going to put it in.
Drake finished there.
And if Nice doesn't
Drake
have
Weston
three,
with
I
5
think
points.
he fouls him there.
Yeah. Drake Weston with 5 points. Well, really, I don't know why Nice is worried about three with 1:50 to go here. But Drake Weston with 5 points right there to get us in
30 seconds.
In 30 seconds. Mays goes up. Great defense by Ridge Lundgren. Rebound by Carter Hoffman. Boys are showing heart right now with 1:40 to go here. And they're going to get him for a technical. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, Colin, but they're going to give a technical on Macy.
He said something the official didn't like. I don't know whether it was to another player or to him.
I believe it was to Carter Hoffman.
Actually looking at the official talking to the other player there from Farson, it's as they were running down the court, he threw a shoulder into Carter Hoffman. So this is 2 shots plus the ball at half court
that
for
is
the
a huge
Rebels.
Swing, and the Rebels are about to take a 9-point lead, and they do. Wow. Combine that. Drake Weston has 5 points in 30 seconds. Technical leads to 2 foul shots made with the ball. Colin, that it pays to keep your head. It's not always easy. And now Macy has to go sit one of their better guys. And that's a coaching decision.
Yes, I think the coach is just pulling him out to try to get his head back on for the last little bit of this game here.
So Rebels control things now with 1.5 to go. No shot clock.
Up by 9. And the Rebels are showing great patience here.
Lundgren with the ball with 1:10 to go here. He's on the right wing. Gets a screen from Smith. And there's the foul on Shear. I'm not sure what he thought would be the end result there, but
going to be the 4th team foul.
So Macy coming back into the game. So Macy will come back into the game with 1:04 to go. Rebels up 9 still. And it's a good spot to be in. It's a good spot to be in for the Rebels because the Pronghorns have not been able to score quickly so far because of their lack of the 3 game.
It's going to be a full timeout called by Coach Corney. He thought he was going to get the 5-second call.
So Colin, what's your assessment on the last 2 minutes for the Rebels? Because really, that's all it's been since this game got turned upside down.
Yeah, the ball movement got Drake that 3-pointer, and then just good defense turned into offense for the 2-point layup that Drake did. And like we said, I think Nice comes in a little harder if he doesn't have 3, because if the technical didn't happen, this game has a chance of going into overtime. It still does.
Sure. Yeah.
And you lose Nice at the end of the 4th quarter. That's huge for Farson. So I see why he's still playing a little to protect himself. But the Rebels have actually turned it on the last 1.5, 2 minutes of this ball game.
So I'm just going to say this. I, for one, am shocked that Big Piney beat Farson. I think Farson's far superior than I think they're better than Manila and better than Big Piney. Now, they did beat Manila, but just by 3, I think. But I'm impressed with Farson. I mean, they're big, very aggressive. I think they're going to have a successful season this year.
They're physical. They're definitely physical. And, I mean, any team, I think, around this same size is going to struggle to play against them.
And to add to that, I'm really glad that the Rebels have stuck with this. I think there have been times where, with teams past, that when things got physical, that's not where our strong suit was. But these guys have been able to handle that just fine. And a lot of people will say, well, that has to do with being in the weight room. That helps, but mentally is where that really comes into play, where you're okay with there being chippiness and physical play going on.
Oh, I don't think our boys care about a little physicality or chippiness because I think they start a lot of it, to be honest with you, Bradley.
And I'm all for it.
Drake steps up and hits 2 big free throws there, but real quick, we do have to give a little credit to Ridge Lundgren. He's played this whole fourth quarter.
Yep, and we were worried about that, right, about being able to preserve him. But, yeah, he's going to most likely finish out this game.
That's 2. That's 2.
So what did they do to delay the game? Did they just tip the ball away?
So they threw the ball all the way towards their basket. And it actually could have been an automatic technical because this year if you do not give the ball to the nearest official.
Even without a warning?
Yes.
You officials are just kind of sensitive now, aren't you?
We are. We're getting real thin-skinned. And
oh, that's funny. So
honestly, though, Bradley, along those lines, I think we've had to because we have trouble retaining guys after the first or second year because it's tough to come in. People don't realize it's not as easy to do.
I'll never do it.
It's not as easy as you think it is out there on the court, and you get yelled at quite a bit, and you've just got to realize every time you blow your whistle, you're going to be 50% right and 50% wrong.
I'm just going to sit up in my nice, cozy seat with my headphones on, blabbering away. 51 seconds to go here. Rebels now up 12. Get a commanding lead, and Ridge will go to the line shooting 2 here.
So this score is definitely not going to show how this game was. And that's Farson's. They had the 2 technicals that didn't help, and now they're going to have to foul here at the end of the game.
So Farson wants to take a break. We'll go to a quick break as well. Thank you for tuning in online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ-FM.
Is pain holding you back from doing the things you love? At Evanston Regional Hospital, our expert physical therapists can help you get back to feeling your best. We offer personalized treatment plans designed to address your specific needs. Whether you're recovering from an injury, managing chronic pain, or simply looking to improve your mobility, don't let pain control your life. Take control of your health and get moving again. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, because your movement matters.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration.
We are back to the game live. Second foul shot missed by Ridge Lundgren. Still a 12-point game. Farson gets it up to Johnson. They get it to Neese, who tries for 3. That is up and bounces off the front rim. Daniel Smith with the rebound, and I believe he'll be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 now with 35 seconds to go in the game.
They're calling that one on Macy. That's going to be his 3rd.
So I
don't know if that's correct because the technical counts as a personal as well. I think 35 seconds.
I think that gave him his 2nd.
Matter.
I think I remember that. That gave him his 2nd, the technical. So Daniel goes to shoot 2. First is
Sorry,
up.
folks. I'll let you watch Daniel shoot these free throws.
So that first one is good. So are Big Piney and Farson in the same region?
No, Farson would be 1A.
Gotcha.
Big Piney's 2A.
Second is off and rebounded by Johnson.
They might be in the same region as Cokeville. I'd have to look, Bradley. I
think you're right. I think you're right. Neese's 3 attempt is off the front rim and put back by Shear. Now an 11-point game with 24.9 seconds to go. Stay tuned in after the game is over. We have our Independent Software Solutions post-game show. Yes, thank you. And we'll do a quick one. We'll talk about the highlights of the game, precision play of the game, and player of the game. followed by a calendar update. And we can do the calendar update right now, brought to you by the Woodruff Country Corner store. So next week is a big one. We've referenced it a couple times, Colin. So the Rebels Friday will go to Tabiona for a top 5 matchup for both the boys and the girls. And then the next day, it's the, what do they call it, the Uinta Basin Tour. So we'll go to Altamont the next day, play them both boys and girls. And then wrestling, I'll have to look. I do know they have region coming up. I don't know if that might be next week. I'll have to look that up. But and then cheerleaders are 2 weeks away from state cheer. That'll be not next week, but the next. So the Rebels are back out after the break. Weston to inbound. That is inbounded. I like those designed inbound plays. Coach Corney had a good one there. They're able to get it across half court to Weston, and Weston will be fouled. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul. So they're calling that on Weston as he threw the elbow while he was being fouled. So 14 seconds to go here. Jet Holmes in. He's going to sub in for Weston. Lex is taking Drake out of the game. Doesn't want him to do something he's going to regret.
I think you're exactly right there, Bradley.
Yep, definitely some high emotions this game. Very proud of this Rebel team for coming into this game. Third game, Nice puts up another 3. That is off. Rebounded by Smith. This is one to be proud of, Colin, as the Rebels. This was a tough one to win. Third game for both sides. A lot of emotions, and Rebels able to win this one by 11. I agree with you. It was not an 11-point game, was it? It was very close.
It definitely wasn't. You know, that little bit there at the end of the fourth quarter was where the Rebels ran away, and Farson's having to foul, everything like that. You know, and watching them come through the line here, you know, Nice was very, very, very physical during the game, but first thing he does, he gives Carter Hoffman a hug. He gave Drake a hug. So pretty good sportsmanship showed by the Farson Longhorns, or Pronghorns. But
yep, I agree. I noticed that as well.
I mean, they left it on the court, and both teams played hard, played tough. As Drake comes into the camera view, he had a great game today.
Come talk to us, Drake. Come grab Colin's headset. So, Drake, talk to us about that game. We were just talking about the physicality of that game, and how are you feeling throughout that? Do you like that type of game? How was the feeling of the team throughout that?
Yeah, they were a pretty physical team. He
doesn't remember, Colin. He got hit in the head pretty good on that one.
I got a big old goose egg on top of my head, but I love those physical games when refs let us play. But yeah, that team was pretty chippy. Yeah.
So, Drake, we're going to give you the play of the game of that 5-point series right there. You had the 3-point made, and as I was putting in the points, I hear Colin yell that you got a steal, and I look up right as you're getting the layup. So great job there on the 5-point play, and great job this weekend.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're a better cameraman or a point guard. Well, that's still yet to be determined.
Yeah, I think I'm a better cameraman.
Well, you have a job waiting for you. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Drake.
Yep.
So that will bring it to a close. Colin, as far as the I'm going to give a split player of the game, and I'll see if you agree with me on Crawford Trough. Obviously, Carter Scott, just the whole weekend. He's the player of the weekend, right? Like, he had, I think, at least 4 threes this game.
Tournament MVP.
Tournament MVP, there you go. But I also want to give a little bit of love to Dylan Fonsbeck. He came in, played some crucial minutes. It's not like he was scoring a whole ton, but, man, he played physical. He got rebounds when he needed to. He was out there when we started to break away, and he was a big part of that. And he's a big piece to the future of Rich High basketball as well for next year. And so you hit it right on the mark that it was nice to see him out there during crunch time as a growing moment for him.
Yes, and I completely agree with that. I mean, I was going to say the same thing. I completely agree Carter Scott deserves the tournament MVP, but this game, I think the player of the game, this game belongs to Fonsbeck. He come out and gave some great minutes for the Rebels and Coach Cornea. And without his play, that is a different ball game for sure. His defense on the end on Macy he just walled up, they had to make tough shots to get it up over him. He did a great job.
Yep, so thank you for all those that tuned in. I'm just about to get our final score line here, so we'll stay on for just a minute. But thank you for tuning in all weekend. It was a fun one. We had some great games today. We didn't know what the quality of games would be today, as these aren't typical opponents, but it did not disappoint. So the final stat line for the Rebels, Jet Holmes with 2. Jet Holmes with 2. Drake Weston with 23. And that was Daniel Smith with 2, sorry. And then Ridge Lundgren with 4. Carter Hoffman, 8. Carter Scott, 21. And Dylan Fonsbeck with 3. And I like giving him the player of the game because it's not always about points, right? It was the things that you said, how he played out there today. And we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week at Tabiona. We'll see you there.